wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat.
Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The demolition, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Monday, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to it.
Yeah.
Of course, I think many of you waking up this morning to the news that General Colin Powell passed away.
Yeah, that was, oof,
At the age of 84.
that's a shocker.
Yeah, saying complications from COVID. Which,
Yeah, I hate to hear that.
yeah. And, well, that's where COVID's getting.
You know, and that's
Folks, older folks and things like that.
I've heard a lot about the, a lot of people talk about the symptoms from the long COVID, which, I mean, I know it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
I just love the term long COVID. Oh, you got that long COVID? It makes me chuckle. But yeah, the symptoms from long COVID, people who have had COVID and then still kept some of the symptoms, including the smell and taste loss, just general loginess or grogginess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good, man.
Obviously, prayers out to the family and friends of Colin Powell. But,
TNP,
it's kind of sad to hear that, I grew up in the generation that saw the Gulf War on TV.
Yep.
And Colin Powell and Storm and Norman were...
I was but a baby when all that was going down, but I remember it happening.
Yeah, well, I was... it was actually my senior year in high school
Mm-hmm.
in 91. I graduated in 91,
Mm-hmm.
so that was the year I saw that. But that was...
It was the year the S went down, man.
Well, it was different because we watched the war unfold on TV, like in the nightly news. It
Right.
was so different.
Mm-hmm.
It
was the first time ever that a war was actually broadcast in like real time.
Yeah, we were just like watching TV and the news, and all of a sudden we're getting reports of stuff of explosions over Baghdad. Next thing you know, we're seeing...
What stands out in my head is it was always, and they always, reference it too, in like historical footage or whatever, is that one static, like green screen radar shot, essentially, of just like the bombs over Baghdad, not to steal a lyric from, oh crap, Andre 3000, I can't think of the band. But when you just saw like all, like just the sky getting lit up over, the skyline of Baghdad.
And what they were doing was they were sending in stealth fighters. That first wave was the stealth fighters going in, and they were just taking out all the communication, the SAM missile sites, everything that could hurt us. They sent the stealths in to take out first, and then they
Outcast. Sorry.
And once they cleared,
It's driving me nuts.
But that's just it. They came in. And so they just started shooting their anti-aircraft blindly into the night because they didn't know what. So it just looked like a fireworks show because they're just you're just seeing
it really
aircraft
did,
going up because they don't know what they're shooting at because the 117s came in and just lit the whole place up and got out of there and they're like, well, what happened?
Hey, what happened?
Yeah. So but that all unfolded on TV. So it was different and. So that's how most of us, I think, remember Colin Powell.
In others, though, for like my generation, it was the 9/11 generation. It was the Iraq War, the weapons of mass destruction, that whole discussion that kind of led to all that. That's sort of like his second legacy. I feel like, that's like what my generation mostly remembers him from.
Yeah, but anyway,
and all the amazing jokes on Chappelle's show. I can't redo any of them on the air.
Well. The man's name was Colin. I mean,
yes.
Come on.
Call him, pal.
The jokes write themselves, but
Condoleezza
great
Rice.
American, and you know, prayers go out to his family.
Mm-hmm.
But
Absolutely.
yeah, I hope everybody had a good weekend.
Yeah, it was a busy one.
Yeah, actually, to me, it was a lot. I did some stuff Saturday, ran a bunch of errands and things, but my wife was feeling under the weather Saturday. We were actually supposed to go out and see the play at the Community Little Theater. But
Right.
Kim was feeling under the weather, and good news. I mean, it's not COVID. She got up Sunday morning and was not feeling well, and actually went and got tested,
Now-
and everything's negative. She has a respiratory infection,
Right.
But
At this point, though, I have to imagine there's still antibodies, working.
sure,
working
I
the
would
magic.
think so too. And she got her flu shot a week ago,
Yeah, that can
and
make anybody feel a little crudy.
But they gave. She has a respiratory. They gave her
Sure.
some antibiotics and everything, but it's not COVID, so we were happy.
Good news
we
there.
were just like, all right, we don't have time. But she got tested. Matter of fact, she got up before I even got up. She woke me up at like 7. Said, "I'm going to get tested." I said, "Okay." And then
I didn't even know there was a 7 a.m. on Saturday. What?
and then, it was Sunday.
Oh, sorry.
And so
It's even worse.
yeah.
That's like the official day off.
So we kind of laid low. She
Nice.
Esther recouped and took care of some things around the house and watched football.
Very good.
Watched Cowboys win. Watched my team just look bad once again.
We squeaked it out too. Packers squeaked it out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they did.
they made it work.
They did.
But, no, it was a busy weekend. I mean, Friday and Saturday we were out at. I was out at JC Park with Art in the Park. Mm-hmm. Just a packed out JC Park. It was finding parking out there was rather interesting.
Well, they that's a big to do. The Art in the Park, and they made it a 2-day event this
Yeah.
time. And it used to be a 1-day Saturday out at Central Park.
Yep.
Which is more central. And
Well, I'll tell you this: they needed the extra space.
yeah.
I mean, because there were so many, like not only patrons but like booths. It was the whole length of JC Park, and then probably a good solid 2 city blocks back of just
wow.
vendors.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a ton of stuff.
And it was
going on.
all handmade stuff.
Yeah.
They're very meticulous about who they allow to be vendors at the Art in the Park event. It's like they don't have any of the Scentsy or any of the products. It's all homemade, handcrafted stuff.
For example, they did have Kith and Kin was out there, but they were grinding and brewing right there artisan coffee on site.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they'll have nonprofits sell food and things. Boy Scouts and various.
But all the booths. I talked to a lady who made she made made Rastafarian reggae hats
Okay.
with the dreadlocks, but for dogs. I'm like, you can't really get away with that as humans anymore, but I'm pretty sure you can still do cultural appropriation for puppies.
Yeah.
I think that's still okay. Cultural appropriation? Huh? Anybody? Come on, it's 7-something on a Monday. I'm still bringing the dad joke.
From
energy.
the makers of bacon strips.
Pupperoni. Cultural appropriation. Just you gotta be careful because you don't want to go too dark on the blackface with your Pomeranian.
Yeah, it's taking Puppy Bowl to a whole new level, isn't it?
If you're gonna pull the eyes back, you make sure it's like a chow. Make sure that at least it's leaning into it.
Those dogs, I got bit by a chow when I was a kid.
Did you really?
And to this day, that's my least favorite animal
Aw,
because I just think they're all inherently mean.
it's just how they're raised, man.
Well, I think those dogs.
Chows, Pomeranians, a lot of the smaller dogs generally have older.
Well, chows can get bigger.
They can,
Yeah,
but a lot of
the one
times they
I
have
got bit by
older.
was medium.
We'll
size.
call them more crotchety owners, and maybe those people are I don't like visitors, and the dogs picked up on that. Neither do I.
I was friends with the kid. It was a family dog. He was just a jerk.
What kind of energy were you bringing to the table, Michael? If you don't mind my asking.
I actually said, "Hey, bear," went to pet him, and I don't remember. I was young. Anyway,
Everything else was blackout after that. I think I killed the family.
all I know is that I got a dislike for those pets.
Fair enough.
That particular breed of dog.
Makes sense.
Anyway, happy Monday.
Yes,
I know it's not fun to say, but it's necessary to have the Friday.
You know what? Honestly, I've I've been looking forward to this Monday.
Have you?
Yeah, finally got through the two consecutive
You
kid
have a
weekends.
quiet household. That's why you're happy.
Yes, well, I have the ability to rebuild my household now.
Build it back up faster, stronger.
Mm-hmm.
But it was. We got a full show for you. We're gonna let me give you the rundown. I haven't done that yet. I'm just sitting here talking about things.
Never, John.
We're gonna replay an interview we had with Don and Katie from the Alzheimer's Association here on Friday, talking about the big Alzheimer's Walk event that's happening this upcoming weekend at JC Park. So we're going to play that for you here in a little bit. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, old friend of ours, Frank Castro, is going to join us and share his testimony with us. Frank,
nice.
He's been on the show with us. He's a musician, local musician. He's played many adult center concerts and things. Well, a couple years ago, he got diagnosed where he needed a new kidney, and he's been on dialysis for the last year plus. It was looking pretty bleak for Frank. And Frank got a new kidney about 6 months ago, and now he's on the road to recovery and doing well. He's going to start performing again, but he wanted to come and share his testimony with us, tell his story. He kind of has a new lease on life, which imagine, someone that's gone through what Frank has gone through.
Sure, absolutely.
You tend to look at things a little bit differently. So Frank's going to just share a story with us and talk a little about what he's doing now and all that. So we'll have a good time with Frank here in the 8 o'clock hour. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, Lori Schatz with Kiwanis of Roswell going to join us and talk about the big Carpenters show that's coming up here, not this weekend, but next weekend, November 6th. And then talk about all-inclusive park and other things that Kiwanis got going on right now. The big golf ball drop.
That's awesome. They just broke ground on that on Friday.
Yeah, they did the dedication ceremony on Friday for that. So which I think is in the paper and online and all that good stuff. And I even think on our Facebook page. But so we'll talk with Lori here about Kiwanis and all that about 9:15 or so this morning.
Very good.
Plus, all of your hourly features that include the news of the national and local variety, along with whatever else we can come up with for today's show. Yeah. I reckon we ought to take a look at the weather. It's going to be warmer.
It is.
Like 80s. Like I think Wednesday's like 79, but we're going to be like 85 today and like 82 next day. And all week going to be in the 80s.
Nice.
So
soak it in.
Enjoy. Here's your 80-degree weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Looks like we'll get a good start to the week. We may have a few clouds around through midday and some sunshine as well. By this afternoon, we'll be totally sunny, our afternoon high in the mid-80s. Overnight, clear and upper 40s, getting a little breezy tomorrow with our high in the mid-80s and plenty of sunshine. It'll be clear for Tuesday night, then we're back in the upper 70s and low 80s on Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 52 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity at 50%. Winds are calm at the moment. Partly cloudy, gradually becoming mostly sunny today. A high of 85 expected with south winds 5 to 10 this morning, 10 to 15 for this afternoon. Clear skies tonight with an overnight low of 50 degrees. South winds at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, sunny, highs of 84 tomorrow with southwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Clear skies tomorrow night with an overnight low of 46 degrees. Southwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. For you Wednesday, sunny skies, highs right around 80, 79 officially with north winds at about 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow, Wednesday night, clear skies, overnight low of 47. Thursday, sunny and 82. Friday, sunny skies with a high of 82 as well. And then looking at the weekend, sunny and 84 for Saturday, sunny and 85 on Sunday. So pretty nice week overall. Low to mid 80s for the most part. No complaints from me. All right, 7:19. Before we get you into your Roswell Livestock Report with Smiley Wooten, a quick commercial break and all that, let me tell you about this awesome new opportunity for you from Plateau. Introducing their new smart home Wi-Fi with Plateau. It's the ultimate Wi-Fi experience. You can get fiber to home technology 100 times faster than the average household internet speed. And they've got different options and packages to best suit your needs. You can get fast internet, and with that, you get true 100 megs of upload and download speed. With Faster, you get true 500 megs of upload and download speed. And with their Fastest, you get 16 gigs of upload and download speed. Expand your home with home Wi-Fi coverage from Plateau's new smart home Wi-Fi. Find the plan that fits your family and get the speed you need with Plateau. Tried, true, trusted. Learn more at plateaufiber.com. Again, that's plateaufiber.com. I have it in my home, and it's a game changer. That high-speed internet, it's just so nice. It just works. It's beautiful. Get it for your home today. All right, it is 7:20. We're going to take a 3-minute break, and then on the other side of the break, our interview we had on Friday with Don and Katie talking about the Alzheimer's walk and everything coming up this weekend. Don't go away.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. A good October run this week with a nice selection of all classes of cattle, especially high-quality native calves and light yearlings and bred cows. We expect to sell 1,500 head, breaking down like this: 200, 225 weighing cows and bulls, 125, 150 pairs and bred cows, 1,150, 1,200 calves and yearlings. Today's sale will include 30 bred heifers, Vicente Ranch, Vaughn, New Mexico, ex-quality Black Angus cross heifers bred to Angus bulls, several smaller sets of young open cows for today. 112 calves, Miss Joyce Halderman, Encino, New Mexico, excellent quality 90% yellow and Charolais crossbred calves, shots at Brandon, 350, 550 pounds. 94 calves, Key Livestock here at Roswell, excellent quality 90% Black Angus cross calves, cattle weaned 65 days, 2 rounds pyramid 5, 7-way, right off grass, thin to medium condition, 350, 450 pounds. 46 calves and light yearlings, Barker Ranch, Del City, Texas. Ex-quality red and black limousine crossbreds, 650 pounds. 44 calves, light yearlings, Mr. Josh Regions, Carlsbad, New Mexico. Ex-quality black white face, red white face Angus crosses, 600 pounds. 41 calves, Mr. Jack Copeland, Pinon, New Mexico. Ex-quality Beefmaster cross calves, Bovishield Gold, 8-way at Brandon, 600 pounds. 33 calves, Braham Hindi, Duran, New Mexico. Ex-quality Black Angus crosses, medium condition, 500 pounds. And 31 calves, Mr. Wayne Netherland here at Artesia. Ex-quality black white face Angus cross calves, Cattlemaster 5, 7-way at Brandon, 375, 500 pounds. Sale time this morning would be 9 o'clock. Sell pairs, bred cows 10 to 10:15. Be selling calves and yearlings about 10:30 to 11. We expect to sell 1,500 head here today. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
Christmas came early at Richland Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. A huge inventory has finally arrived at the dealership. Every type of Ram truck you've been waiting for. 2500s, 3500s, even some 4500s. Been looking for a new Dodge Charger or Challenger? They've got them at Richland. And don't go far looking for a new Jeep. Wranglers, Cherokees, Gladiators, even some work vans. It's like Christmas came early. But hurry, these will go fast. Richland on Southeast Main in Roswell.
Welcome to the Asian market. This is Nok. Right now we have a new ingredient like galanga, lemongrass, lime leaf, and Thai chili to make tom yam gung and tom kha gai. And try out new delicious new soup on Saturday. Come see me at the Asian Market, 5702 South Main. Call for order 840-5309.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Movie trailers were originally shown after the movie, which is why they're called trailers. Mike thought they named them after the mobile home. Here's Mike Winters.
Joining us from the Alzheimer's Association here, I guess, is it just Alzheimer's Association, or we say like Roswell Alzheimer's? What's the official title? Is like at local chapters or just Alzheimer's Association, I guess?
So we are actually a part of the walk committee.
Okay.
For the Alzheimer's walk.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Excellent. So is that separate from the?
Yes. So we're volunteers, and the Alzheimer's Association is actually paid.
Got you. Okay.
Paid employees through the state of New Mexico and like the federally funded thing.
Perfect. Well, good. Now we're both a little all cleared
Yes.
up. Well, you kind of already knew, but the rest of us here. But Katie and Don are joining us this morning. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And then also joining us here, Lizzie. She's with our American Legion Post 61 family, part of our auxiliary, and Katie's is kind enough to help us out here a little bit. So before we talk about the Alzheimer's Walk, which by the way is just a couple weeks away here on the 23rd, there's still opportunities for folks to sign up, get involved, volunteer, sponsor. I'm guessing even
Raise money. Yes.
raise money. Yeah, you may not get the advertising at this point, but if you want to help, we'll take your money.
Yes, absolutely.
But Lizzie's here with us, and Lizzie's gonna. We've been talking about what for 3-4 months now, Lizzie. I'm thinking.
Yeah,
at least.
Seems a while.
Talking about the beautiful quilted Battlecross hand quilt. We had it on display where Big Fat Mike's sitting right now for a bunch of times here. But we've been doing drawings for this each week at the farmers market. Last week at the Eastern New Mexico State Fair, we've had a bunch of people buy tickets for just $5 for this. We're going to do the drawing here in just a few minutes. But wait, there's more. We also, during the Eastern New Mexico State Fair, were fortunately able to procure a disco cooker, which is a staple in Southeast New Mexico barbecuing cuisine, I think. Anyway.
Absolutely.
And so we had some people sign up for a chance to win that as well. So we got 2, unless the one person's really lucky and got a thing in both and win. That would be freak weird, wouldn't it? But that we got 2 lucky winners here. And again, this all, and I'll let Lizzie kind of explain this. This all goes back to proceeds to our American Legion Post 61 family, which in turn goes back to do all the great stuff we do for scholarships, memory lawn, various activities we as a post family get involved with.
Absolutely. And I'm just excited to be here. So we've spent all that time working on the Battlecross and making all the groupthink decisions.
Handmade
this
by...
was our very first quilted project. We also have the Quilt of Valor that we will be able to switch over soon here and finish up.
Awesome.
Focus on that. But the wall hanging that we did with the stars from the 1200 that we retired
Flag
over.
retired, yeah,
over at Post 28.
Beginning of the summer in June,
Mm-hmm.
we had a massive flag retirement ceremony, flags from all over the state, and so the 4 stars are in each corner of the quilt are stars from those flags. So so that's kind of an added little piece of history as part of that.
I'm very passionate about it, so I was actually able to sell more tickets.
Well, it puts a real connection to, I mean, it's a beautiful piece, and anybody would be lucky to have something like that in their home. But adding those stars gives it a bit of not authenticity to it, but just a piece of history to it.
People don't realize that when you retire those flags, you can cut the blue around the star out, and we give those out. And some people carry them in their wallet. In memory of a loved one.
Sure.
Some people will give it to their mom, dad, whatever. So we have all those stars.
It's a keepsake.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
one of the firefighters that was there, fireman, he took one for, I believe, his dad for his wallet. So it means a lot when you've put time in service. And I wasn't in the service, but I'm an Army brat. So I would like to let everybody know that we raised above what I had hoped.
Awesome.
And under what I was just going to scream from the rafters about. It was very happy middle. We raised $770.
Awesome.
Wow.
And that's just on the quilt alone.
On the quilt alone.
Well, thank you to every person that bought a ticket or 800 tickets or as many. We appreciate every single one of you. That $700 will go great to help with our scholarships, with out at Memory Lawn, and which, by the way, we're doing an event on Sunday. If you want to come out and help, be out there at 9 a.m. We'll bring a rake or something. We'll put
we got all kinds of work to do out there. I guarantee you. Trim the trees.
Yeah.
clean up the fence so that we can paint it later. And
absolutely. But this goes towards that kind of stuff. So big thank you.
It's
there.
a big thank you.
So
now, if I can have Katie.
All right. Now, do we want to do this one first, or do we want to hold it out?
We'll hold it out.
Let's put some real TV make people wait moment here. And we're going to say, hold on. But first, we're going to do the drawing for the disc cooker, which this was during the week of the Eastern New Mexico State Fair. People bought tickets for this disco cooker. So everyone that purchased a ticket at the fair, be listening because Katie is now pulling out the winning ticket for the disc cooker. All right. And
find a good one.
Right, there it is. And it's official.
Rosemary Smith.
Rosemary Smith is our winner of the disc cooker. Congratulations to Rosemary. Hopefully you put correct contact information on your ticket there.
There is a lovely phone number here.
And
thank you to Roswell Livestock Feed and Supply for donating.
Yes, Roswell Livestock and Roswell Livestock was definitely donated. That helped us out. Big thank you to them. So if you get a phone call here in just a little bit, we're not bill collectors or solicitors. Answer the phone. We're about to give you a disc cooker. So all right now.
Yes, and the phone number that we'll be calling you is that area code 720.
Yeah, so that if Colorado calls you here in a minute, then you know why. So all right, Katie, you ready for the big drawing?
I'm ready.
All right. Let's do it again.
This is for the disc. For the
wall hanging.
The wall hanging quilt. This is the one where we've raised over $700.
There's a lot of tickets in here.
There is a plethora of tickets.
Lot of tickets.
So hopefully, all right.
There we go.
Stirring.
And I'll ship it to wherever.
And
local.
It's a local one. Okay.
It's a local number.
All right.
It is Terry, Holl.
Terry Hall. Hall, maybe?
Mm-hmm. Terry Hall.
Terry Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Maybe H-A-L-L.
Oh, yeah, it could be Hall. Okay.
Yeah.
You have won the
Battle
Unit
Cross.
61.
All right, Terry.
Battle Cross.
Congratulations.
Yahoo!
So, Terry, when you get a phone call here in a few minutes from Colorado number, that's going to be, you want to answer that one.
Yes, you do. And thank you, everyone else, so much for helping support our programs for youth and children and for the vets.
Big thank you to everyone that supported us during the summer here at the farmers market, to our volunteers that came out and manned those tables, to the folks that came out and bought baked goods and bought steering wheel covers and face masks and all the kind of cool swag we've been having there, and just dropping off donations and all of that stuff. We do appreciate that. Good news is we'll be back next summer when if there's a farmers market, American Legion Post 61 will be out there, saying hi. So come on and be a part.
Thank you for allowing me to be on.
Thank you, Lizzie. Appreciate it. Our boss, she's on her way back to the office now, so you can stop yelling at her. Thanks, Lizzie. Appreciate it. Katie, thank you very much for doing that for us. We do appreciate that. Now, for folks, stay paying attention here, because coming up here on the 23rd, this is the biggest event I think Alzheimer's does here in this community is the Walk to End Alzheimer's. Last year it looked a little bit different. It was more virtual last year because of COVID. But good news, this year we're back. We're walking. We're going to be outdoors and enjoying our beautiful Southeast New Mexico.
Absolutely. Yes. We're so excited to have this year back in person.
Yeah.
Everyone's so excited and just ready to have in-person events again. And we're taking all of the precautions necessary. It's all outdoors. It's at Cielo Grande this year.
Yeah.
So plenty of space.
Out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lots of social distancing areas and things like that. So we're super excited to have this back in person again.
Absolutely. Now, for folks that may have not been a part of previous Alzheimer's walks and things, kind of give like a flow of the day and how it kind of goes.
So the Walk to End Alzheimer's is the largest fundraiser that the Alzheimer's Association puts on every year. There's regional walks throughout the nation.
Gotcha.
And I think the largest one is in Philadelphia, I believe. I think is what they said.
Okay.
But there was 5 or 6 in New Mexico. we're the last one to happen in New Mexico. So we're the last opportunity.
The last chance.
Yes. So
the last stop for 200 miles.
Yes,
here in
exactly.
Roswell.
And it's not like a 5K or anything like that.
Yeah, this
So-
isn't for your athletic prowess.
No.
This is to raise awareness for. I mean, now if you want to get all serious athletic with it,
Be
no
my
one's
guest.
stopping you. But,
Yes.
but you do not have to be in shape. You do not technically. If you just want to be there and support and don't really want to walk, you just want to support, no one's going to
Absolutely.
stop you.
No,
we just
no.
would love to have you come be a part of it.
Yeah, so registration starts I think they said 8:30 or 9.
Okay.
I think there was a little bit of a mix up.
Okay.
But between 8:30 and 9 registration starts. If you haven't already registered, you can pre-register on the website.
Okay.
And that makes it a lot easier. And if you self-donate $100 or you raise $100, you get a walk T-shirt. So
Oh,
you get a
nice.
commemorative walk T-shirt. That's
Which
what Don is wearing.
is modeling for
Yes.
us here today.
So, and then we'll get everyone who registers gets a promise flower.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a pinwheel.
Like a memento,
yes.
keepsake,
so
like we were talking
yes,
earlier. Yeah.
a keepsake. Everyone gets one. It looks like these.
Okay. That's kind of like a universal symbol.
Yes,
You know, kinda
and
like,
there's 4 different colors representing the different types, like what you're there representing. So the purple is that you've lost a loved one
Okay.
to Alzheimer's or dementia.
Okay.
And it's not just Alzheimer's; it's any form of dementia.
Okay.
So it includes all forms of dementia.
Yeah,
So
all the big
yeah.
medical words.
Exactly. Yes. I mean, I can name them all off, but I won't bore you.
Put it this way: the people that are dealing with it know exactly what we're
Yes,
talking about
exactly.
here.
So the purple is if you've lost someone with Alzheimer's or dementia.
Mm-hmm.
Yellow is you're caring for someone or you have a loved one
Support staff or-
You're
yeah.
yes, or you're a caregiver to someone living with the disease. Orange is you just generally support the cause.
Sure, you're just a fan of the effort.
Yes.
Cool.
Blue is probably the dearest to my heart
Okay.
because those are people that are living with Alzheimer's or dementia.
Okay. The
My
ones
dad.
we're hoping to find the cure.
Yes.
you know,
So
yeah.
my dad has had Alzheimer's for 12 years.
Wow.
And he in 2019 he was the only blue flower at the walk, and he's going to be there again this year. It's going to look a little bit different because he's completely blind. And so he's going to be in a wheelchair, but he's still going to be leading the walk with our other blue flowers.
Is that part of Alzheimer's blindness, or is that something?
No, that was something
okay. I was
different.
just wondering.
But
I was
it
kind
does.
of just curious if that was
It
a
does
symptom.
add a lot of complications.
It's another
to
level
it. Yes.
to an already difficult situation.
Yes,
Yeah, you're
exactly.
absolutely right.
So, but that's all the colors of those flowers. So you get to pick which one you want to walk with,
Sure.
and we'll have it kind of spread out, and then you get to take pictures in the promise garden that's already planted with all the flowers, and there's going to be a backdrop with photo booths and all of that kind of stuff. And then at 10 is when the walk actually starts.
Okay.
So we'll have the blue flower people, the ones living with dementia
Sure.
and Alzheimer's.
They're going to lead the
They're
walk.
going to lead our walk.
Yeah.
And because that's the reason why we're doing what we're doing. And we're going to just circle around the 1 mile loop at Cielo Grande and just end back at the soccer fields, the ones that are fenced in.
Sure.
And then that you can hang out, and will have sponsor booths there. You can get more information from them and all of that kind of stuff. And then about noon is when we'll kind of wrap up things.
Okay, so it's a morning thing. You'll be done by noon here.
Right.
So if you got plans for the afternoon, or it's not going to mess those up here. But on the 23rd, again, it's October 23rd, which is what is it? 2 Saturdays from now?
It's actually not this Saturday, but next Saturday.
Yeah,
A week from tomorrow.
Week from tomorrow, and again, it'll be out at Cielo Grande. About get out there about 8:30 or so to pre-register and everything. Everything will get underway with the ceremony and everything at 9, and then the walk starting about 9:30 there. But please come out, support. Even like if you want right now, you can kind of get your groups together and kind of start raising money here and doing all that. Now you still got time to do some of that, but if you're busy and space out and just come out on the 23rd. You'd like to make a donation, like you said. If you make a $100 donation, you'll get to get a very nice T-shirt here to help out there. But if you can only afford $20, then bring $20, and that would be great. Everything. I feel like when we talk about what we're doing, the whole point behind this is to find the cure for Alzheimer's, and I think we've had more in the news about coming close to this in the last year than ever in the time I can think, as far as making progress in learning more information and getting closer to a cure for this.
Right.
I think we're like this close,
yes,
aren't we?
We're very close. The Alzheimer's Association is the number one donator in research funding, and so a lot of the funds go to global research. So not just in the United States, but globally. Sure. Because this disease just doesn't affect Americans. It affects cancer. Everyone. Yes,
it's
exactly.
Everywhere, and we're now getting and this is and that's the great thing about it. I think, and to be honest, I think these Alzheimer's walks and things like that are a very integral part of that, because I don't care what anybody says. You want to solve a disease, you got to throw a bunch of money at it, because the more money you throw at it, the more scientists, the more heads, the more bodies are working on the sources to find a cure here. So these walks, when you're donating $20 and donating $100, you do that. Next thing you know, this turns to millions and billions of dollars being spent on the research to find this cure. And because of these efforts, I think we're making headway. We're making progress now.
Right, absolutely. And some of the funds actually stay locally, and they support local quality care and support. And let's see. I have my points right here.
Which number are you looking for?
Yes, exactly. We have lots of support groups throughout New Mexico. We actually have 5 different offices for the Alzheimer's Association. One in Albuquerque, Santa Fe, Farmington, Roswell, and Las Cruces. All of those have offices. And through each of those offices, they have support groups, and they provide just information for the caregivers, resources. They also can provide like caregiving relief, like respite care for those that are taking care of their loved ones and things like that.
But yeah, and let's face it, Alzheimer's and related diseases, they impact the family almost more than the patient sometimes in this situation.
Yes, they do.
It's I mean, don't be wrong, the patient's not going through a picnic either here, but it's almost harder on the family, because the person that's going through dementia and Alzheimer's, they're losing their mind. They're forgetting details, things that are just staples, trenchments into your, and that's going away for them. And it's a lot harder, because we as loved ones think, well, they don't love me anymore. And it's like, no, that's not it at all. They just don't understand. But then you'll talk to them 2 minutes later, and the clarity's back, and you're just like you're talking to your dad again, or whoever, your loved one again, and that's hard. That's an emotional roller coaster that not a lot of people can handle. So that support side is so important.
They provide a lot of education to the signs and symptoms of the later stages in the disease, and how to approach those. Those stages. Yeah, how to prepare and how to approach those with the individuals or their loved ones, and how to kind of work with the individuals instead of working against them.
Well, and this will be good news, because I think what I'm hoping to see here, especially the progress, like I said, I mean, they almost got it, it sounds like. We might be talking in 5-10 years now, where we're going to have to add to that. And it's like how to deal with life after Alzheimer's.
Right.
And how amazing will that be because I don't know. I mean, how do you bring them back slowly? How does that work? And how does a family? We don't know, because that's uncharted territory.
Right.
I think we're going to have those conversations here soon. And I hope to God, some of those folks that will have their blue pinwheel on the 23rd, hopefully some of these folks will get that, the ability to utilize some of this treatments. And the good news is they've made huge strides in just prolonging the symptoms and things. I'm sure 10, 15 years ago, well, like you said, your dad's had it for 12 years. They probably gave him a very short sentence 12 years ago. And now through miracles in medicine, he's been coping with this for 12 years.
Yes.
It's a struggle, but I'm sure you want every moment you can with your dad.
Absolutely,
And to get that extra year or extra thing, I mean, that's a blessing.
And he had early onset. So he was, he just turned 65 last year.
So he was in
his 50s.
Young. So he's probably had to spend years just coping with the fact that this is going to happen, and and I know that's a comfort to prepare, but it's still not. It's going to happen, and you got to get your mind right. So you and your family, it's prayers go out to you guys as you're going through this and struggling with this. And Don, you went through this too with your wife.
Yes, I did. So she was 9 years
you've walked these same paths and understand that. And I would imagine, like for someone, you're seeing these cures, you're like, man, wouldn't it be great if 5 years from now someone's husband, wife, father, whomever is recovering from this or into remission? I don't know what even the term is for what happens afterwards.
We're going to have to come up with a new color for a pinwheel.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
recovered.
It's white.
It's white.
Is it white?
I thought so.
With the cure.
Well, we need something big, something powerful, whatever it is.
Let's see if we can get some white ones out there.
Yeah.
Yes.
But in the meantime, folks, again, the 23rd, that's Saturday morning, at Cielo Grande Recreation Complex there will be the 2021 Walked-In Alzheimer's here in Roswell. We would love to have everybody that can come out and attend. It's just going to be a couple hours. It's not going to eat up your whole day. Knock on wood, weather will still be a little.
It's going to be beautiful.
Like right now,
it's going to be beautiful.
2 weeks. Hopefully, we get the same deal. We're getting this week. We'll do that.
You might want to wear a jacket to start. Or,
the mornings
layer up.
It's fall morning.
Yes.
And, but you're going to be walking too, so that'll get the blood pumping and everything else. And come out, like you said, you can pre-register right now.
Right.
What's that web address that they can
So
go to?
the web address is it's just act.alz.org.
Okay.
/Walk Roswell.
Okay. Now, if you don't remember any of that,
You can just Google Walk to End Alzheimer's, Roswell, New Mexico.
Or if you want, if you just go on, if you're a Facebook user, if you put in like Alzheimer's Walk, Roswell, something like that, you'll see the event page pop right up.
Right.
There you'll find a link to register, all the information you need there, and it'll pop right up there. And then, and of course, if you have further questions, there's a phone number and information if you want to talk to Katie or someone live about some stuff.
Paul Moore is actually our representative for the Alzheimer's Association, and his information is all on the website and everything like that.
Okay.
So
Now, let me ask this. If people are listening and they're like, dude, I want to get involved with this. I want to help plan and organize these events. I want to volunteer my time. Maybe it's touched their lives too. Maybe they've had family members, or maybe they're just hearing this and saying, you know what, this is something I want to get behind. What's probably the best way to get a hold? Is just to come out on the 23rd. Obviously, there'll be plenty of people, but leading up to that, what's the best resource?
you can reach out to Paul or myself, and we're always welcoming new committee members to help plan the walk. But we're always looking for support group sponsors, I guess. And we'll have committee sign-up sheets at the walk.
Okay.
So if you're looking to help with next year's walk, we'll definitely have those sign-up sheets there.
And this is something I would love to offer for families that maybe in the last year or so, you recently have a loved one or you yourself have been diagnosed. Please come out for the education and support side. Because obviously that's a big batch of news you just got punched in the face with, right?
Yep.
That's huge. And there are people that have been there, that are walking those shoes, that have walked those shoes. And I don't care who you are or where you come from. There's always strength in numbers. There's always a bit of comfort in the fact that there's someone that's going through something with you, and even enough to understand if you yourself are dealing with it, or a family member, what's next to come? You don't know. That big unknown is more scary than knowing sometimes. And so to get that information, what to expect, how to prepare, sure, it's not going to make the situation pleasant. It never is. No. But knowing's half the battle. Being prepared and be able to navigate when these steps and these progressions happen, having that information, having that support around you, is the difference between getting through something bad and coming out on the other side okay and not sometimes.
Right.
And that's please utilize come out for this walk. If you want information, don't wait till the walk. Get out, reach out today And hopefully people have already been in touch with you if you're doing this stuff, but sometimes things slip through the cracks. Or maybe it's not you. Maybe it's your a brother or someone that you don't live with, but you don't know how to wrap your head around this. Come. Maybe you're not in the direct care path. You're a distant relative, but you're kind of like, I don't understand this. I don't know. You know what I mean? Please reach out. There's people that can help you, talk to you. And if you'd love to get involved more, we'll be happy to get you a shirt and get you going.
Absolutely, yes.
You got it.
Good deal. So again, it is the Roswell Walk to End Alzheimer's event happening October 23rd. It is a live, in-person, actual event. It's going to be outdoors at Cielo Grande Recreation Area. If you go to the Facebook page there, you can kind of see the complete list of the events and everything. Sign up, register if you just like to donate. There's donate links there. You can start donating and forming groups if you want to get together and walk together now. But if you space out, come on out that Saturday morning. Get there about 8:30 for registration, everything. Right. Ceremony will begin at 9 a.m. The walk will commence around 9:30, and they'll go till about 11, 12 o'clock or so. Right. So we're they'll do laps around the track there at Cielo Grande Recreation Area. Come out, and then I guess like if people are just coming, is purple kind of the official color of Alzheimer's? So,
purple is the official color, and you can
I know
wear...
we got the different pinwheels, but if you come out in your purple, that's a universal.
Right.
I support and want to end Alzheimer's.
Absolutely.
I don't say I support Alzheimer's. I support ending Alzheimer's.
Yes, and if you create a team, you want to wear like your own team color or something like that, that's always welcome too.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's purple.
Yes.
We got to do prints. You got to print it up.
Yes.
Get you have fun with this too. We always talk about it doesn't have to be a solemn thing. Let's have some fun and celebrate life here. Come out. You want to all dress up like princes?
Do it.
I mean, you not royalty Prince, but the musician Prince. I mean, you do you. But I mean, have fun with this. Make a game out of it. Because all that raises awareness. All of that, and at the end of the day, we want people to know. The more people to know, the more people that donate money. The more we're talking about Alzheimer's in the rearview mirror versus what's happening today. So,
right.
Good. Is there anything we missed? Anything we wanted to share, Katie, Don? Anything we didn't we wanted to cover, or anything upcoming here that we want to while we got you here to talk about?
No, I don't think so. I think we covered pretty much everything. There are like virtual education courses for the caregivers and stuff like that. If you're not quite up to the in-person stuff, and you're still wanting those resources, there are virtual to like adaptation.
If you're not comfortable, we can find ways to have you support while social distancing or any of that or quarantined or whatever. We
have also English and Spanish for our Spanish speakers.
Awesome, very good. So let's get some Spanish, because I would imagine if you're dealing with a family that's dealing with Alzheimer's, it's 10 times worse when you got to deal with like a language barrier on top of that too. So
oftentimes they'll go back if they know two language, they'll go back to their first language that they learned, and so it's difficult to, and then they just forget their second language or something.
And I would even imagine they probably go back and forth where it's part in one language and part in another, and it's just but even communicating. Like say your family members and you're trying to communicate with the doctors and things, and they don't speak Spanish or whatever. That's a hurdle that you don't even account for sometimes. So that's great to see. So let's get some more our Spanish speakers and
yes,
get in there and
absolutely.
Get involved too.
One of the symptoms, or one of the things that happens in Alzheimer's, is that they actually lose the ability to speak.
Okay, so they go. Was that canatotic? What is it? I don't know the term there.
It's called aphasia.
Okay.
And they can't actually speak the words.
Okay. Yep. But everything.
That's happened with my wife.
Did it?
Yeah.
Where they live, are they still like aware in the room when this is going on?
So their brains can't make the connection to like from their brain to their mouth to connect to say the words.
Okay, because I'm in my head. My grandfather had Parkinson's disease, and he died of Parkinson's. But some of the later stages of that it's kind of the opposite. Well, and the opposite's not quite right either. But with Parkinson's, what's going on there is the brain is functioning well. Like they're understanding, they're comprehending everything. It's the rest of it. It's the connection from there to the brain that's not working. So some of them later stages, he's fully aware of what's going on, but he can't express it, can't talk it. It's almost like you're trapped in your own body. And so I didn't know if it was some of that going on a little bit or if it's a little different.
Honestly, it's kind of hard to tell with what they know and what they're aware of when it's to that point, in the later stages. But
gotcha.
It is in the beginning stages. When they see something, they can't say that that's a water bottle.
Gotcha.
They're like, they know what that is, but they can't say that.
Sure.
So,
well, that's kind of like Parkinson's. Like my grandfather, I could tell he knew what was going on, but he couldn't communicate it, and he was just so frustrated because he was fully aware of that. But I think that's where it's slightly different, where Alzheimer's maybe not completely cognizant of what's going on.
Well, I could see it in my wife's eyes. She could look at you, and you could see that she was thinking something, but she wasn't fully aware of what was going on, and she couldn't express it verbally.
I that makes sense. Either way, it's the hardest. It's the hardest thing to go through. It is. You wish it on no one here, and we would love to stop it, and you can help us do that by coming out and participating in this walk. And
absolutely, just raising awareness.
The more of these that happen, the closer we're getting close. I know it is an amazing thing, and when it comes to, and I hope to God, this is another story for another day. We need to do the same thing for mental health. We need to
absolutely.
We need to have walks for them and make billion-dollar collections, and hopefully we can get a better handle on mental health too. And who knows? With something like Alzheimer's, maybe there's a connection there that we don't know yet, or not making or seeing yet.
That could be.
Yeah, so who knows? But anyway, thank you guys. Appreciate it very much.
Yes, thank you.
And we'll see you next time. Now you're a veteran. You can come on all the time, and we'd love to have you talking Alzheimer's.
Sounds good.
Keep us up to date on what's going on. And maybe you'll come in one day and say, we cured it. We got it. Thanks for your help.
I'd be more than happy to.
That would be a great day.
That would be a great day. But thank you guys.
Yes, thank you.
City and state officials, joined by representatives of the Autism Society organization and Kiwanis Club, held a site celebration on Friday at the planned all-inclusive park in Roswell. The park, with its specially designed playground, will be located right next to the Roswell Recreation and Aquatic Center at the east end of the Cielo Grande Recreation Area. It is intended to be enjoyed by children with disabilities and those without. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Some thrillers on Friday night, highlighted by Roswell's 30-29 victory over Artesia at the Wool Bowl. 20-yard touchdown pass, Richard Areola to Josh Estrada. 40 seconds left. They got the 2-point conversion, Areola's run, and Roswell comes out on top. It was NMMI getting a couple touchdowns early at Dexter and then holding on for a 17-15 victory over the Demons. And Hagerman on the road got so close, but Eunice wins the game against the Bobcats 34-28, but had to go into overtime to do it. Meanwhile, Gateway Christian is in the six-man football playoffs as the top seed. Warriors 7-0 now after defeating Floyd 58-6. That was Friday afternoon. Gateway opens the playoffs against number 8 Elida Friday night at 7. Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
Move on over to the Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop in downtown Roswell. The Cow is stocked with fabrics and everything you need, and the Calico Cow is your destination for brand new Brothers sewing machines. Find out more and shop online at roswellquilting.com or move on over to the Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop in downtown Roswell. Want to know how? Come see the cow.
Martine's Capital Cafe in Roswell offers authentic and highly rated New Mexico food. Explore their amazing menu featuring huevos rancheros or asado with eggs or their green chili stew. And you can't forget their award-winning green chili cheeseburger, all made from scratch using their finest and freshest ingredients. Open for carryout with curbside delivery or limited dine-in. Just call ahead 624-2111. Martine's Capital Cafe, always pleasing the most refined palate. Open Monday through Saturday from 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. at 110 West 4th in Roswell.
Sure, you can inspect your own roof, get out that rickety ladder, prowl around up there and try to spot the problem until... Or you can call the experts at Do Right Roofing. Do Right Roofing has quality products for any type of roof. They can even install seamless gutters. Do Right Roofing will inspect your roof and give you a free estimate fast. Keep your feet on the ground. Call Do Right Roofing today.
575-623-2273. Let Do Right do your roof right.
Find them fast in names and numbers.
Your home for Coast to Coast AM in Roswell, 106.5, Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
Took the life of the former Secretary of State and Joint Chiefs Chairman.
Powell served for 35 years in the U.S. Army and first worked in the White House as President Ronald Reagan's national security advisor. Later, he rose to the highest military position at the Pentagon as chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, serving in that role during the George H.W. Bush and Bill Clinton administrations. In 2001, Powell became America's first black Secretary of State during the presidency of George W. Bush. Greg Clugston, Washington.
General Powell was 84 years old. His family says he was fully vaccinated and was undergoing treatment at Walter Reed National Medical Center. In a statement, the family writes, "We have lost a remarkable and loving husband, father, grandfather, and a great American." Experts may be closer to determining the cause of the recent oil spill off Southern California. Temporarily closed some Orange County beaches.
Federal investigators are now focusing on a Panamanian-registered cargo ship believed to have dragged its anchor across the ocean floor during a heavy storm way back in January. The anchor is believed to have caught the underwater pipeline that leaked the oil, bending but not breaking it. The Coast Guard says the impact may have knocked off some of the pipeline's inch-thick concrete casing. However, it's still not been determined whether the impact caused the October leak or if the line was hit by something else at a later date or simply failed due to some other problem. I'm Ben Thomas.
Efforts ongoing to win the release of a group of U.S.-based Christian missionaries kidnapped over the weekend in Haiti. 12 adults and 5 children abducted. On Wall Street, the Dow down 100 points. The NASDAQ Composite Index is off 1. More on these stories at townhall.com.
You spend a third of your life in bed. That's why we make the most comfortable sheets in the very best way. I'm Scott Tannen. 8 years ago, my wife Missy and I founded Boll & Branch to create the new standard in bedding. We source pure organic cotton and put workers' rights first. Today, Boll & Branch makes the highest quality sheets in the entire industry. You'll feel the difference of our famous signature sheets. They're made from pure organic cotton and get softer with every single wash. Now's the perfect time to try Boll & Branch sheets, pillows, bath towels, and so much more. Each is made with super soft organic cotton by workers who are paid fairly and have come to feel like family. It's time to make the better choice and get the new standard in bedding. Visit bollandbranch.com today for free shipping and returns.
Experience a new standard of comfort at bollandbranch.com and take 15% off your first set of sheets with promo code GOLD. That's BOLL and branch.com. Promo code GOLD.
The trial of 2 men charged with murder in the killing of a well-known Dutch crime reporter, Peter de Vries, is open. The victim was gunned down in the center of Amsterdam.
Dutch police say the suspected gunman is a 21-year-old Dutch man. A 35-year-old Polish man is accused of being the getaway driver. They both were arrested shortly after de Vries was shot on the 6th of July on an Amsterdam street after making one of his regular appearances on a Dutch television show. He died 9 days later. The preliminary hearing at Amsterdam District Court will not evaluate evidence in the case, but is expected to hear a summary of the investigation so far and possible requests for further investigations from the suspect's lawyer. The shooting sparked an outpouring of grief and condemnation in the Netherlands. I'm Zeria Shakili.
The Swedish foreign minister now visiting Israel, a fence-mending mission. News and analysis at townhall.com. atop.com. A Confederate monument finds a rather unlikely new home.
A statue of Confederate General Robert E. Lee that the city of Dallas removed from a park and later sold is now on display at a golf resort in West Texas. The sculpture was removed in 2017 and is now at the Lajitas Golf Resort in Terlingua, Texas. It was among several Lee monuments around the United States that have been removed. Scott Beasley, who manages the resort, says they're just trying to preserve a piece of art. Jason Walker reporting.
No classes today or tomorrow following a deadly shooting at Louisiana's Grambling State University. It was the second deadly shooting there in 4 days. So again, on Wall Street this hour, stocks are in the red. The Dow down 82 points. The NASDAQ Composite Index off 2. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Get on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
Los Deuce.
Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the beginning of the week.
A little dreary out there.
A little bit.
A little droopy.
It's supposed to be warm this week, though. It's going to be like 80s all week. So
the clouds are just trapping in all the heats.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. We're like a big heated blanket.
Electric blanket.
I was cold last night, dude. Like, I always keep at least like a fan on in my room just because of the tinnitus.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to put that fan in like in the bathroom room and like point it away. It was freezing last night. I'm stubborn. I'm not going to turn my heater on yet.
Not last night, but the night before, I had a spell where I woke up in the middle of the night to use the restroom, and then I got back into bed. And I wasn't cold getting out of bed going, but when I got back into bed, all of a sudden I just got like teeth chattering cold.
Really?
And I was like, so I just hunkered into the blankets, and a minute later it went away. But
there's not much on the planet that feels as good as getting up to go to the bathroom, whatever, in the middle of the night, and then hitting that cold point where you're like, oh, I'm really cold, and then climbing underneath that crisp warmness of the blanket. That's like climbing into mom's hug. It's like the best. I love it. Oh, it's awesome.
I'm glad we didn't do this conversation an hour ago, because a lot of people like, you're right. I'm not going
back to bed. Forget this. Yeah, they're already like midway through commute or just there already.
It's like, stop using your alarm or show for the alarm clock. It'll encourage you to go back to bed.
Especially if you've got like that double blanket situation going on, where like you just know it's just that perfect warmth waiting for you.
Like I'm married, so making the bed, these are things that happen in my household because I'm married.
You just come home and it's made. When did that happen?
That's not true per se. We half make it now. Like on the weekends, we'll full make it.
Right.
But during the week, we kind of half make it. What I mean by that is
the decorative pillows.
It's prep. It's made to the point where everything we use to sleep stays on the bed. But like the big comforter is folded back down, is still folded down. the 37 pillows are not on the bed, and then we just have our couple blankets and everything made to crawl back into bed again. And then on the weekend, she'll be like, all right, and then we put 37 pillows up and all the other mess.
I'll say this, a good weighted blanket is nice. However, there's a point of diminishing returns on a certain weighted blanket.
I've never used or I mean, I've heard of them, and I've just never been under one or used one.
They're handy, but I've recently slept under one that was I think she said 30 pounds. It was a heavy bag that I was sleeping under. The thing is, I toss and turn, and that makes it real hard because that blanket, it's sort of like my son. It's going to fill up every portion of negative space that you leave.
Gotcha.
And it's real hard to turn.
Well, is it make you warmer?
It makes you feel more compressed.
That's just like
the other blankets make you feel warmer. This one just kind of traps it in. It's less for the warmth, more just like for the hug.
Because I sleep with a sheet and then a blanket on top of that. That's a two thing. That's the comfort don't mess with, and that's I can count the number of times I've used the comforter. As an adult, on one hand.
For the longest time, I was just a sheet sleeper. Where
and I've done that when I was younger in the summers. Yeah, I
like a year round, I would just sleep in just like a top sheet and let her have the blanket. But in recent months or recent years, I've really started embracing warmth.
Yeah, I get that.
Maybe I'm getting old. I don't know.
But I guess that's my concern with the weighted blankets. They're going to make me too hot.
Not necessarily. I've always felt like the material is what actually makes me hot.
Yeah.
Like if it's like a slicker material, I heat up faster. It feels like it's like I don't know, like I'm trying to think how to explain it. Like aluminum foil on the skin versus like, something softer. That's just like a comfort warmth. Like if you have like a throw blanket or like a fleece, that's just kind of warm. Whereas like those who know what these are, a wubby, for example.
Yeah.
It's kind of that slicker, almost sleeping bag material. That as soon as it hits your skin, that's going to make me feel uncomfortably hot.
Yeah. I guess same theory would be the emergency blankets.
Right, space blankets. Yeah. Same concept, I think.
Yeah.
That's kind of why I thought of aluminum foil.
I just never thought of a weighted blanket before, and I figured it'd be too hot for me. But is this like the same theory like those dog sweaters are for like thunderstorms for dogs? You ever seen those?
Yeah, the thunder shirts.
Is it the same
kind of
concept?
Kind of. It's like a. Well, for example, my daughter who's on the spectrum, they recommend using weighted blankets to help them you feel more comfortable and sleep because it feels like they're being held or being embraced.
Coddled
essentially.
or what's it? What's they call it? Swaddling.
Swaddling.
Yeah, that's what it is. That okay.
Right.
All right.
So it's recommended for those, but yeah, it's a similar concept. Just kind of to give you that added weight and make you feel more grounded, I guess.
I'm good right now, but maybe later I'll need something like that.
Yeah. You can try it out on your cat next time you have a thunderstorm. Just grab your cat and just hold it as long as you can.
I'm sure that'll work out just fine.
She'll love him. She'll love it.
She will for like 2 minutes. Maybe.
But no, like, when she fights back, just keep that embrace on.
One cat would put up with it for a couple minutes. The other will not. But one, for a hot minute, likes the. She kind of gets into that, and then she stops at a point, and then. But anyway, I'm moving on.
Yeah, you should press onwards.
Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. We'll get you up to date with the weather here in just a few minutes, and then here in a few, we're going to be joined in studio by Frank Castro. I've talked about Frank many times here on the morning show. Frank's a local musician. You've probably been to his dances at some point if you spend any time in Roswell. Any dances at the Adult Center, fairgrounds, senior days, just a lot of different events around town. But Frank was last couple of years, he was diagnosed needing a new kidney, and so he's been on dialysis for the last couple of years, and really going through a struggle. And 6 months ago, he got his new kidney, or liver transplant, I should say. Kidney? Now I'm brain cramping.
Stay tuned.
I'm brain cramping my own self here. But and so for the last 6 months, he's been going
road to recovery,
getting
Absolutely,
back, and he's going to be starting doing some music again. But he wanted to share his story with us and his testimony and talk with us. And obviously, when you go through moments like this in your life, It tends to, when you come out on the other side, having different perspective.
It's true.
You tend to, things that, and it's all of us. I think things we take for granted, you get reminded when you come face to face with, the end. And Frank's going to talk with us and, kind of talk about his new lease, talk about his testimony here. And of course, get us to come back out and enjoy some music again. So.
Yeah. I think that might be the first time I've ever heard you say the word granted.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
I say granted.
No, you say granite. You say granite all the... Now, granite...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the first time I've ever heard you pronounce the T in granted.
Oh.
Yeah, first time for everything.
That was just laziness on my
Grace,
part.
hope you wrote that one down for the for the Wikipedia page.
Yeah, I guess, granted.
I don't know if when you said it, I kind of peeked up a little bit. I was like, he just said granted.
I guess I was feeling less lazy in my vocabulary
Now, granted.
this morning.
it's actually something I can't remember who pointed it out to me like a year and a half ago, and that's all I can notice.
Yeah.
It was like, I think it was like a morning show prep thing. It's like people who say granite instead of granted, and now I hear it every time you do it. I'm like, granted.
I think that's more of my accent and how I grew up.
Maybe.
Because there's like certain words that I still slip in.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say window a lot when I mean window. So I guess
I've done that with R's. Like I've said winder.
Yeah.
Before.
But I say window. Go out, throw out the window. I think granite.
I've been guilty of saying pecan on numerous occasions.
Yeah. I heard one on TV that like combined them both, and I was furious.
Pecan and pecan?
Yeah.
Really?
They said like pecan, and it really.
Pecan, yeah.
It sounded.
Yeah, that doesn't hit the ear right.
It was a commercial for some fast food place that was offering pecan stuff. But,
pecan I guess if you want to sound fancy with it, you could say pecan. That's like almost like a British pronunciation.
Yeah, it sounded like you hear it and you're like, well, I guess that's right. It didn't ring around the ear. Right?
Here's something else that I didn't pick up on until just recently. I can't think of hearing a British person say the word sixth.
Sixth?
Yeah, they always say sixth. Like every time I've ever heard recently at least heard a British person say sixth, they say sixth.
Well, see, I just finished.
And now I can't unhear it.
I just finished 2 seasons of Ted Lasso. I won't be back in for a while, so I won't be
Go back and check it out. See, now you got a reason to rewatch. See if it's the sixth go around for his team or something. I don't know. There's bound to be something.
So in Britain was the Revenge of the Star Wars movie, Revenge of the Sixth?
Was it Revenge of the Sixth? Well, where were the first 5? I don't get it. Hashtag dad jokes.
All right. It is 8:16. 6:16. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Looks like we'll get a good start to the week. We may have a few clouds around through midday and some sunshine as well. By this afternoon, we'll be totally sunny, our afternoon high in the mid-80s. Overnight, clear and upper 40s, getting a little breezy tomorrow with our high in the mid-80s and plenty of sunshine. It'll be clear for Tuesday night, then we're back in the upper 70s and low 80s on Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 54 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 47%. Winds currently out of the southeast at 3 miles per hour. Expect the 80s. A little warmer this week than the weekend. Partly cloudy early, gradually clearing and becoming just full-on sunny today. Highs near 85 expected with south winds 5 to 10 this morning, 10 to 15 for this afternoon. Clear skies tonight with an overnight low of 50 degrees. South winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, sunny, high of 84. Southwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, clear skies with an overnight low of 46. Southwest winds 10 to 15, decreasing 5 to 10 after midnight. And for the rest of the week, Wednesday, smidge cooler. Sunny, highs near 80. 79 officially. North winds 5 miles per hour. Thursday, sunny skies, a high of 82. Friday, more of the same. Sunny skies, once again, a high of around 82. And then looking at the weekend, sunny and 84 for Saturday and sunny and 85 for Sunday. So pretty nice week weather-wise overall. No complaints from me. Hey, Zia Guns USA here in Roswell. They now have the Tacticams. They're a full-line Tacticam dealer. These are the same ones you see on hunting shows across the world. They got them right here at Zia Guns USA. Also, they recently received a new shipment of knives from brands like Benchmade and Case. Also, they are buying guns. They're making offers. They've got cash on hand. You walk in the door with your firearm. They make you an offer. You walk out the door with that cold, hard cash. Not only are they buying individual firearms, they're buying entire gun collections, estate sales. They're buying them. Also, Black Rifle Coffee. Zia Guns USA here in Roswell carries the whole line of Black Rifle Coffee. Swing by, pick up some for yourself and your family. And Dr. Squatch. You may not have heard of them, but they are soap accessories for men. Predominantly sell online. However, Zia Guns USA here in Roswell is your only authorized Dr. Squatch retail in the region. So if you've seen their advertisements and you're like, man, I'd love to smell it for myself, go on down to Zia Guns. You don't have to order online and hope it smells what you think it smells like. Go on down, touch it, smell it, taste it, do your thing with it. Zia Guns USA here in Roswell. Stop on by. They're open every day but Sundays. They're even open on Saturdays but are closed on Sundays because, or excuse me, I just screwed that up. They're open on Sundays, closed on Saturdays because they spend Saturdays with family, and you should too. Stop on by. Zia Guns USA, 1907 North Main, right here in Roswell. Again, open every day but Saturdays, even open on Sundays. All right, it is 8:20. We're going to take a 3-minute break here, and then Frank Castro will join us on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
When you think of home health care here in Roswell, what's the first thing that pops into your head? That's right, Frontier Medical. We've been doing it better than anyone else for over 20 years, from in-home nursing to physical therapy and so much more. Doctors and hospitals from Albuquerque to Lubbock and everywhere in between have been trusting their patients to us here at Frontier Medical. So when it's time to make a choice, remember Frontier Medical. 575-627-1112. Frontier Medical.
Name to remember. Over the next several weeks, we want to give you 5 key elements to a great marriage. This is taken from an article by Drs. Les and Leslie Perot. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage. The first one is ownership, taking responsibility for the good as well as the bad.
1 Corinthians 11:31 says, judge yourself so you won't be judged. It's talking about the judgment of God, but it also applies to our relationships, especially the ones that are closest to us, like marriage. If you'll just take responsibility for your own actions, it's so much easier for our spouses not to have to point out and criticize us.
So we have to take responsibility for our actions and our reactions, our attitudes and our mistakes. You know, most people would learn from their mistakes if they weren't so busy denying them.
You aren't responsible for what your spouse does. You are responsible for doing your part. So just decide today to do your part and take ownership.
We serve all New Mexico. If you think it's hard to take out a home loan, those rumors are wrong. It's not true. Contact Loan Officer Elliot Rodriguez, MLS number 41002 at CMG Financial, phone number 719-237-4680. At CMG Financial, we can help. Experience extraordinary with CMG Financial, every customer, every time, no exceptions, no excuses. CMG Financial is a registered trade name of CMG Mortgage Incorporated, MLS 1820. CMG Mortgage Incorporated is equal opportunity lender. To verify complete list of states licensed, visit www.mlsconsumersaccess.org.
Equal fair housing is the right for everyone to have access to all housing opportunities without discrimination based on race, religion, national origin, sex, color, familial status, or disability.
It's October, and that means it's time to paint Roswell Honda pink. We've partnered up with the Chaves County Cancer Fund to help raise much-needed money, and we're gearing up for another amazing year. Roswell Honda is giving away some great prizes, including 2 Michael Kors designer purses, pretty in pink, of course. Stop by for your free entry or 3 with any qualified test drive. And that's not all. With rebates, incentives, and discounts, and with rates never being this low, there's never been a better time to get behind the wheel. Roswell Honda knows that times are tough, and we're here to help and take some of the stress out of your life. It's just a part of what makes this hometown proud. Help us make it happen for the Chaves County Cancer Fund and paint it pink this month at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 95% of people text things they could never say in person. Check your text messages. We just sent you something. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 23 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, which I'm very happy to see. Frank Castro with us this morning. Morning, Frank.
Good morning.
It's so awesome to have you here in the studio talking with us. I know for folks that don't know, Frank's been going through a medical struggle here for, 2 years, 3 years now?
Oh, it's been 6 years.
6 years. 6 years of this. And of course, for folks that are probably familiar, you've seen Frank at maybe the adult center for a dance or two, or been out to the fairgrounds on senior day and seen Frank out there performing, or I don't know. If you've lived in Roswell and been to any kind of a show here in the last 20 years or so, odds are pretty good you've probably seen Frank doing a show or two out here, or performing, or anything like that. But so 6 years ago, you were diagnosed with needing a new.
Well, I was diagnosed with kidney failure.
Kidney failure, okay. Yeah. And then so at that moment, did they say, you're going to have to get a new one, or was there still hope of salvaging the one you had, or one you had? Or?
Well, I was a low percentage of my kidney function.
Okay.
And it went down.
Okay.
It went down, and finally, the doctor, he mentioned, he says, Frank, you're going to have to get a fistula.
Okay.
On the end, because you're going to have to be doing dialysis.
Okay. And basically, when you go to dialysis, and that's basically you have machines kind of work for your kidney.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes,
and it's basically functioning your kidneys.
Right.
Buying you time while you wait for a new kidney on the list. There.
Yes. Well, it's a process. You have to qualify.
Gotcha.
For a kidney. Your body has to be in a situation to where you'll be a good recipient for a kidney. Sure. Because, right now, at that time, when I was in dialysis, we had over 120 patients.
Wow.
And I believe that there was only 8 people qualified.
Wow.
For kidneys.
Wow.
And it's really a sad situation.
So in the meantime, you're just on dialysis and waiting to hope to qualify for one, basically? Is that what most of the folks that are doing?
Actually, the candidate that's qualified, I guess you yourself have a feeling that you're able to do, because it's a deal to where you have to go through a lot of tests in your body.
Gotcha.
The heart, everything has to be appropriate to their qualifications.
Sure. To make sure that you're not going to reject the kidney, and
that you're able to retain a kidney, because they consider a kidney something valuable.
Absolutely.
And it is. They tell us it's like having a baby. It's you got to take care of it.
Sure.
It's very fragile, and
sure.
So I took all that information, absorbed it, and decided that I wanted a kidney. Because I've known people that been in dialysis for a long, long time, and some haven't even made it that long.
Sure.
And but I have this hope in God, that kind of lifted me up, and I decided that I wanted one.
Sure.
When I went into dialysis, I didn't know what I was going into.
Mm-hmm.
It's a scary place to be, because you don't know, what's out there for you when you're in dialysis. And I couldn't get any information. Everybody that was in there, they were very much reserved to themselves.
Sure.
Because they got this situation where their feelings, are not sure. They're
dealing with their own mortality.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They are. And and actually, you don't feel good.
Mm-hmm.
You don't feel good at all.
It just makes the place sad by default, doesn't it?
It does. It does. Just by we do dialysis. We did dialysis. They still doing it.
Sure.
3 days out of the week.
Sure.
And that day that you do dialysis, well, it's a process of 4 hours, and they take out your proteins and everything, that makes your body strong and healthy.
Sure.
And when you walk out of there, well, you're weak.
Mm-hmm.
You're weak. And
you fought a battle after you're done.
Yeah, after you're
dialysis.
done. And I've seen some of those patients, in fact, I had to help some when they walked out of that dialysis room, get down to a chair because they were looking like they were going to fall down,
Sure. So it's a pretty rough. Dialysis is not for the faint of heart here. It's pretty obviously necessary because of it's you're basically doing the work for your kidney until you can get that new kidney, and so fortunately for you about 6 months ago they found you a kidney and you got your kidney transplant, and you've been on the mend since then, right? Well,
there's a story to that. They called me up in December, and for a kidney, they said they had a kidney for me, and so I went up to Presbyterian in Albuquerque, and I got there, and they prepped me up, and we were going into operation, and they had me waiting there in the room, in my room there in the hospital, and they came up to me. The physician came up to me. He says, "Frank, we're sorry, but the kidney wasn't any good. The donor, he was brain dead, but it took him 2 hours to die."
Oh, okay.
And it lacked oxygen.
So you got your hopes up, and then it turned out it wasn't meant to be there.
I'll tell you what, it's like losing a baby.
Mm-hmm.
You're very upset. You're disappointed.
Yeah.
And
what is that beeping? Is that one of your things? Okay. I was like, I was hearing that, and it sounded medical, and I was like,
it's an alarm for my medication.
Oh, okay. Well, it timed it just as we were talking about the kidney and the dialysis. That beeping came in. I was like, this is well planned. I didn't make this noise, but it sounds very appropriate to this conversation.
I forgot about it, but
I thought I was going crazy for a minute there.
So I was sent home.
Okay.
Disappointed, sad,
sure.
And
I imagine at that point you're thinking, well, the odds of me finding another one here are probably not good.
Right.
So you're thinking this is it at that point.
They told me, it says, "Frank, don't worry about it. You're on top of the list.
Sure.
For a transplant, and the next offer that we get, we'll call you up."
Gotcha.
And
so there was still some hope there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And so I went back to dialysis, and in March they called me up again. And they said, "Frank, we got another kidney for you, so coming up." So I went out there, all excited, I had this good fortune that this I don't know what they call them, those service that the city provides for patients.
Okay.
They take you to the facility, to the doctors.
Okay.
And I got to know him real good, and we made friends. He drove me down to Albuquerque on his own free will, on his time, and we got to be real buddies. And he took me down there the second time, and we went through the process, the hospitalization, prop up, and everything. And all this is happening during the epidemic, deal.
Right. So it's kind of hard to get in and out of these places.
Yeah. When I went to ER, to get registered, I had this one lady nurse, man. She stuck that stick in my nose, man. She practically poked my eye.
It's like, where are you going, to Alaska up there? Paying for cold? What are you doing?
Yeah. She kept pushing on my nose, and I kept going back, And she said, "Don't do that." I said, "Well, man, you're trying to poke my eye."
That's not natural.
It hurts, And anyway, I went through that process, and they took me to my room to get ready, and again, the physician comes up to me within 1 hour of the surgery. He says, "Frank, we're sorry."
Whoa.
That was the second time.
That's number 2.
That's number 2.
Oh, man.
And so I come home very, very, very confused.
Sure.
And,
it's like, hey, I thought this was it this time.
Yeah.
What happened,
Yeah, so went back to dialysis again, and
sure.
And I knew that the second time, I felt like I only had like 6 months more to live.
Gotcha. You were thinking this probably be it. You're not going to get many more chances here.
Well, I felt real bad in my health. My health was falling down back,
The dialysis is only doing so much, but you need that kidney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so back in, we follow up all the way to April, and they call me up again. Frank, we got a kidney for you. I said, man, I didn't know what to do. 2 times, and so I.
But you don't want to get too hopeful because you've heard this song before,
right,
a couple times,
right, and so I was very confused to answer them, and she said, "Do you want the kidney?" I said, "I do, but I've been called 2 times already."
You don't know if you can deal with the emotional roller coaster.
And I told my coordinator, said, "You know what? Let me call you back. I'll call you back."
Yeah.
So I thought about it. I called my pastor and told him the situation, and he said, "Frank, don't trust in yourself. Trust in the Lord."
That's true.
And that gave me courage.
Sure. God's telling you something here.
Yeah.
Get off your butt and go get that kidney.
So I called them back and I told them that I wanted the kidney, and this guy that took me out the first 2 times, I called him up and says, "Frank, let's go." He was ready. So everything was being provided for me.
Yeah.
So I got up there, and the thing is that they called me the night before, and it took the next day all day to get me a room because it's pandemic, you just couldn't get a room.
Everything's just harder.
Well, I had to wait till a patient, got discharged.
Gotcha.
Before they got me.
They needed an empty
room.
bed for you, basically.
Yeah, right. And so we did all that, and I went into surgery at about 7:00 in the evening. And before they knocked me out, I had this, I don't know who it was, but it got close to me before, the medication took effect to put me to sleep. And this person told me, this is a gift of God. It's a blessing for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I just knocked out of that, but I can remember that because it was very, very loud and clear on my mind.
That it was kind of confusing and muddy, but that came through clear as a bell for you.
It sure did.
That's awesome.
And next morning I wake up and I was hungry, and the nurses came up to me and says, "You're gonna have breakfast, Frank, and the first thing after breakfast, you're gonna go for a walk." I said, "What?"
I was like, "Wait a minute, how long I've been out?"
And it was beautiful because I didn't feel any pain, none at all.
You were like, "I'm cured."
I mean, I felt different.
Yeah,
I felt different, but
it just felt more energy, or just
like a new life.
Gotcha.
Just kind of
just a spirit, just kind of
something beautiful.
Yeah,
something that I was a new man.
Hope.
I was a new man.
Yeah,
I was a new man. But it took a process of 6 years. That in those six years, I learned a lot of things about life.
Sure.
I saw a lot of misery.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of misery in that facility. And I made a good friends. People.
Well, I would say that you probably experienced something like veterans or first responders,
right,
where anytime a group of people go through crisis together,
right,
that can strengthen them. And
Yeah.
I imagine those times in dialysis, when you start to get to know some of the other folks that are in there with dialysis with you, you tend to learn about people and become friends, and you start caring about each other's lives and rooting for each other and wanting to get, be able to meet these folks at restaurants instead of dialysis and things like that.
And there's something about, what you're talking about, the patients and getting together. We open our hearts to each other, and we understand our language because we are going through it.
Sure. I would say, I want to ask you, is there something the public can do for these folks? I mean, obviously there's protocols and you can't do, but is there something we the people can kind of do to maybe make things a little easier for folks going through dialysis? Is there things that like when you went through it, you're like, man, it'd been nice if we had this?
Well, the first time I was here, if you can remember, I started a get together, a
support group. Yeah.
A support group, and back then I mentioned, that I was going to start one because I saw the pain, I saw the sadness, and experience that people in dialysis were going through.
Right.
And it got, I'm the type of person that if I see somebody hurting, it grows on me.
Sure.
That's
the human side of it.
Yeah,
you don't want to see humans.
Yeah,
suffer.
and I'm a busybody, and I'm a open-minded. I think that we can change our situations if we try.
Sure.
If we want to, we can change our situation. With being a base or a factor for my, I guess, existence of being here. I'm a doer. I'm a doer, and I used to prep those guys up. He says, "Man, don't give up. There's hope out there. You were
the moral support for folks.
Yeah,
especially after 6 years. When you're there, year 3, year 4, you're kind of the veteran there in the group, and people kind of like, oh, talk to Frank. He's been here a while.
I tell you, I was an advocate in there, man. I got to talk to the directors, the nurses, and I analyze.
Sure.
I'm open-minded, and I'm seeing everything around me, you know, and I used to suggest things to them, and I would tell them, this is hurting us, this is doing this for that, but they're so busy in there.
Sure.
And there's so much.
And I imagine COVID's made them even busier.
Oh,
in that world.
It got worse.
Yeah.
It got worse. We couldn't see each other's face.
I know. You probably had to isolate everybody. And I would imagine that makes it even harder because the dialysis, it's a rough experience to go through.
Yeah.
But there's some comfort in sitting there next to people walking the same path you are.
Right.
And there's just that by default support there, and with COVID you lose that because now you're by yourself in a room going through this by yourself. I'm sure your family was probably very supportive and things, but they can't be in the room with you all the time. They can't be with you to hold your hand.
So, some supports, family members, they do start off right, they're with you, but
sure,
it's a process for hours, and they have no.
And they can't understand what you're going through.
No, they can't.
They can love and support and want you to feel better, but unless they've experienced it, it's kind of hard for them to wrap their head around it.
Right.
And where the other dialysis patients, you're sitting in fighting the same struggles and going through the same battles together. So you can commiserate, and when you complain about a certain process or part of it, that will. You're like, yeah, I get it. I had that too. It stinks, but there's and that brings comfort to people because there's other people doing it with you. It's just human nature,
Yeah. So I've always been the type of person, that I don't know. I've been a very reserved person, with my own family. Because I was born in Uvalde, Texas.
Okay.
Close to San Antonio.
Okay.
That's where I started my music career in San Antonio. But I moved out of there when I was 21 years old, got married, and just moved and went to West Texas.
Okay.
And I just went home for every 2-3 years, see my family.
Gotcha.
So my life has been very reserved on that part,
Sure. They haven't been close because they haven't physically been close.
Right.
Yeah,
and
that makes sense.
Right now they want me out there, but I don't know. I mean, I made a life here in Roswell.
Sure, you got family, friends.
I have
here.
a lot of friends.
You got your music career.
Right. I got association with the city,
Yeah.
Of course, some of those people that I knew that were in the city positions that hired me, they're gone.
Sure. Well, that's what happens when we get older. All your friends disappear. When you get the older you get, the less you find of them, right? It's just, What about the music side for you there? You going to be getting back into some music now, and now that you're starting to get more independent and getting stronger again?
Well, I'll be starting. I'll be doing this weekend for the church.
Okay.
The church, they have a fall festival.
Yeah. Which church are you going to be at?
Light of the World there on Garden.
Oh, Light of the World. You know what?
Garden
You
Tart.
hand me the flyer, and I've been talking about it and completely forgot. We got so busy talking about your dialysis and everything that I just completely spaced.
Well,
on
you
that.
know, me and you, we start talking, and
right? Yeah.
we go to all areas.
Yeah, I have it right here. It's the Light of the World Church. It's their first annual trunk or treat. It's going to be Friday, October 22nd, and then Saturday and Sunday, October 23rd and 24th. So it'll be the 3 to 9 on Friday the 22nd, 10 to 9 on Saturday and Sunday, and then Sunday itself, Halloween, they'll be doing the trunk or treat from 4 to 6 there. It's located on Garden Avenue, 211 North Garden.
Mm-hmm.
Free event, free admission, free games, free music, food, fun.
Yeah,
the
and
whole
we're
thing.
gonna have karaoke.
All right, so you come out and belt a tune or two if you'd like.
Yeah, and actually, we're gonna have a contest. So anybody out there that can sing, and it depends on,
Yeah, bring your chops and come on out and belt out a tune.
Right,
And
we'll have a lot of fun. Actually, we're gonna have other churches from other towns, from Amarillo, Albuquerque, and Hobbs.
Oh, cool! So we're gonna be like a bigger group of folks from out of town coming in.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big deal,
So bring the family out, bring the kids, and bring come out.
I'll be singing out there.
You're gonna sing. Is this your first public?
Yeah,
singing since
right.
you've come back. Oh, that's great. So,
yeah,
so if you've been hankering for some Frank, I've been missing Frank shows and things. Come on out to the Light of the World Church there on 211 North Garden this weekend, beginning the 22nd through
Friday.
Yeah, through Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this weekend, all 3 days.
I would like to take a minute to thank all the people, your audience, because Robert's been here.
Robert Reynolds and he's been giving me updates throughout the dialysis and giving us updates and things.
Yeah, he's a good friend of mine, and I'd like to thank them all. It humbles me to have their prayers.
Yeah.
Well,
the power of prayer is a very powerful thing.
Very, very powerful. So I'd like to thank them all, and tell them that I appreciate what they've done,
Well, I'm sure all of them are happier and pleased as punch to
Right.
see
I'm
you
happy.
here and see you here.
Being in public singing, it's a big gratitude, that I feel in my heart.
Yeah.
That, of course, I always, give my testimony that it's the gift that I have. It's not mine. It was given to me.
Sure.
It was given to me.
That was God's gift, and you're just keeping it and taking care of it for him.
Yeah, and I make a lot of friends because I'm always open-minded,
Sure. Well, it's God's gift, but you're the one who's taking the ball and run with it. And God gives us gifts, but we don't always find them or nurture them properly. Right. And you've done that.
And I have a lot of experience. I grew up with a lot of icons, in the music business, Tejano, and in fact, I was offered a opportunity to go to Nashville and record. Johnny Rodriguez, the country singer? He's my cousin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was born.
So you got the music in your blood here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was born 20 miles east of us going to San Antonio, in Sabinal, Texas.
Okay.
And that guy was discovered, man, when they, him and some other buddies, they stole a goat and fried it. they were, in jail, and this Texas Ranger, I forgot his name, heard him sing there, in jail, and he took him down to Shady Hand. Shady Hand was a producer. I think he owns that Alamo that was built in Brackettville.
Oh, okay.
Where they shot movies.
Okay.
They have a duplicate of the Alamo.
Oh, yeah. Down there near El Paso area. Isn't it?
Yeah. So, my life has been interested, and I thank God to God because, my life, if God was to take me, I had it all.
Yeah.
My kids tell me, Dad, you lived your dream.
Sure.
Because, my singing and all that. I said,
sure.
You lived your dream. But here I am.
You're ready.
I'm still here.
God wasn't done with you yet.
No.
And so it sounds like you got some more work ahead of you.
Yeah.
So that's...
I do, and
so come out this weekend, see Frank perform. Now that we got you back, and we need to get you here maybe around Thanksgiving or when you got some time. We're gonna get you come in here, bring your guitar, and
well,
maybe
that's
belt
one
out a
thing
tune.
that I was telling your buddy here next door, that I got bad arthritis on my fingers.
Okay.
In fact, on my knees. In fact, I fell this morning.
Oh.
Walking out. I didn't
So-
have my cane, and I'm going to sciatica nerve
All
deal.
right. So you really can't play much, or?
Well, I sing.
Okay.
I sing.
Well, we'll get you singing. We'll get you in here.
Oh,
we'll,
yeah.
We'll get you in here singing, and maybe you can bring a buddy, and we'll do an accompaniment or something. Get a little music going.
Yeah.
And, I would love to have you do a song or two for us one day.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind, doing that because it's in my blood. I'm not a person. Actually, it humbles me when somebody comes up and tells me, "Hey, you have a great voice and you sing good," but that goes into my heart, and it makes me feel it's not mine.
Well, it's yours. It's just God's using you as the conduit
Yeah.
to connect to these people, but it's all you.
Yeah, but it helps me from having reserving myself,
Yeah.
not to feel
Sure.
Greatness but to get along with people. I
Sure.
appreciate that. And
Well, music can put us together, bring us together.
It does. It does.
And I know for a fact, you sing multiple genres of music, anything from
Oh, yeah.
country to Tejano to a little rock and roll to and so
Don't get me in rap. I don't know.
you're not ready to handle any hip hop, but
No.
But that
I'm a-
brings people together. People that probably weren't into Tejano, but like country, you start getting a little Tejano on them. Like, you know what? Tejano's got some stuff I like too, or vice versa.
Yeah, and
maybe Tejano folks are like, I'm not down with the country rock and roll, but I heard Frank belt a few songs, and now I can kind of get where he's coming from. on
Yeah,
it,
I'm a country singer. I love to sing country, old school, right?
Yeah.
And I'm a mariachi guy. I love mariachi.
Yeah.
Man. I like to hear those horns and violins.
Well, it steeps in tradition. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like those forms of music, like there's such a deep history to them where it's not. I don't know. It's just I love new music and I love people trying to create new things, and that's a great thing. But without the traditions, without that base, it's really hard to break new territory without the foundation to go with it there. So
I like to also mention that I have a church member. It's a lady. She is one of the best singers to imitate Selena.
Okay.
And I've been around. I've heard a lot of imitations.
Selena
Quintanilla.
Yeah, Selena like people, but yeah.
I mean, she is great, man, with imitating Selena. She'll be there on the weekend.
Oh, good. So you can see her out at the church this weekend and everything else.
We did a show. I mean, I hired her to do a show down here at the adult center for the benefit of the dialysis. Man, was I surprised.
She could, because obviously the movie that what's her name did starring Selena.
Lopez.
Lopez. So I think a lot of people think when they think Selena, they almost think of her. You know what I mean? First, especially people that didn't grow up listening to Selena's music in the 80s and 90s there, and then they see the J-Lo movie, the Jennifer Lopez movie, and they kind of... Now, don't get me wrong. They did a great job of making her look like Selena in that movie, but I think people almost... They think Selena, they think of someone who looks like J-Lo instead of what Selena looked like. And so But I've seen since that movie, I think there's been musical acts have come, particularly New Mexico, Texas, where Selena was very popular when she was with us.
Right.
And they do a good job, but it's not quite the same. I always feel like they're doing the J-Lo version of Selena instead of the Selena version of Selena. You know what I'm talking about?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I knew Selena's father when he had a band, that I was in my 19, 18 years old. They had the band Los Dinos.
Okay.
The original band, the older people. And they had a couple of good hits, but somehow they faded out. It's hard to keep a Tejano band together because there are too many. And by the time you split the money for gigs,
sure,
there's not much to go around.
Sure. Well, and unless you're the biggest names in the industry,
Yeah.
you're working paycheck to paycheck.
Well, and we had a rough time in the Tejano business because Mexico is too close to us.
Yeah.
And those people, those artists out there, they're good.
Sure.
And they don't have much people within themselves.
You
know?
go up to Minnesota and start Tejano music up
there. Well, we used to be big over there, but now, Mexico's taking over.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like the Chinese taking over the economy of us down here,
Yeah.
And, those DJs back then, man, you had to pay them.
Gotcha.
To
payola.
Payola.
It's illegal now, but back,
Well, I don't. It's still politics. It's under the table.
Sure. Yeah, it's illegal. Doesn't mean it's not happening.
Yeah. So, I mean, it all goes down to if you got to be at the right place at the right time.
Sure.
That's
Absolutely.
all. And then when you apply for a job, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Sure. Absolutely.
And that's.
Yeah, you work hard, and a little help from God put you in the right place at the right time, and that's how it works. That's how life happens.
It is.
It is.
It is.
Absolutely.
So.
Well, come out and see. I just saw the time. We're running out of time here.
Right.
But come see Frank sing this weekend. Are you singing all 3 days out there, or just Friday?
I will.
Okay.
I will. I'll give him something.
It's a big trunk or treat event. Light of the World Church is having their first annual trunk or treat. It's going to be this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday from 3 to 9, Saturday from 10 to 9, and then Sunday from 4 to 6. All at the church there, 211 North Garden here in Roswell. Free admission, free games, free food, free fun, prizes, and free music. All of that. Bring your whole family.
And
karaoke and candy and all kinds of great stuff.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
So I just want to, give thanks to your audience for being there for me. Right.
Well, thank you for spending time with us. Thank you for sharing with us. Thank you for lighting up the world here with everybody and your music. And we can't wait to. I know I kept telling Robert, well, as soon as he's healthy enough, get him in here and let's sing and let's get him back. And we're glad to have that. So we can't wait to do some music here with you. But we're so thankful that the prayers were answered. And thank you for coming here. And we all of us have been praying for you. You're so awesome to see the prayers answered and making a Monday much brighter for folks.
Yeah, now I'm can't wait till the next time we get together.
Yeah, we'll do some singing.
Yeah,
we'll kick a tire or two. And
yes, sir.
Play some singing. Thank you, sir. Stay healthy, and we look forward to talking to you here soon. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. It is 8:56. Quick update before news. Don't go away.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander. Americans continued to spend at a solid clip in September, even while facing sticker shock in grocery stores, car lots, and restaurants as supply chain issues continue. But there are lingering concerns as to how resilient shoppers will be if prices continue to head north and shortages lead to frustration heading into the crucial holiday season. 17 Nebraska lawmakers are voicing support for Kellogg's cereal workers who are on strike at the company's Omaha plant and other locations. The senators said they want to show unwavering solidarity with unionized workers. On Wall Street, the Dow up 382 points, closing at 35,294. The Nasdaq up 74 to 14,897. And the S&P 500 ahead 33 points to 4,471. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Hey, this is Dr. Keon Egger at Carabelli Dental in Roswell. Our office is passionate about creating beautiful, long-lasting smiles. But here's the thing. Sometimes that means dentures, and that's not a bad thing. These aren't your grandma's dentures. We combine artistry and the latest technology to create beautiful, natural-looking teeth. If you are in southeastern New Mexico and you have dentures or are considering dentures, you need to come visit us at Carabelli Dental.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental or call 622-4455.
Family fun awaits you at Night of the Living Zoo, happening October 29th and 30th from 5 to 9 p.m. each day at the Spring River Zoo in Roswell. Bring out the whole family for trick-or-treating, fun games and activities, all part of a frightful, fun family night. Get your tickets now. Pre-purchase your tickets online at RoswellConnect.com. Night of the Living Zoo, October 29th and 30th at the Spring River Zoo on East College in Roswell. Come and enjoy some family fun. if you dare.
Roswell Skin Center, a brand new state-of-the-art facility located in the 400 Penn Plaza building here in Roswell, is now accepting new patients. Dr. Brandon Cometti and his team offer a full range of skin care services, including general dermatology, surgical and cosmetic procedures, including cutting-edge laser rejuvenation, Botox, filler, laser hair removal, chemical peels, and other non-invasive options to improve skin health and turn back the hands of time. Call and schedule your appointment at Roswell Skin Center today, 208-2509. That's 208-2509.
Christmas came early at Richland Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. A huge inventory has finally arrived at the dealership. Every type of Ram truck you've been waiting for. 2500s, 3500s, even some 4500s. Been looking for a new Dodge Charger or Challenger? They've got them at Richland. And don't go far looking for a new Jeep, Wranglers, Cherokees, Gladiators, even some work vans. It's like Christmas came early. But hurry, these will go fast. Richland on Southeast Main in Roswell.
As part of the ongoing effort to keep the roads of New Mexico safe, we would like to share a list of things you should never attempt behind the wheel of your automobile.
Texting your friends, wrestling your friends, eating a sandwich, making a sandwich, hugging your kids, buckling your kids, brushing your hair, brushing your teeth, flossing your teeth, adjusting your seat, rubbing your feet, reading the paper, using a shaver, applying makeup,
You get
applying
the
to
point.
college.
A large number of car crashes occur when the driver is doing something other than driving. Drive safe, New Mexico.
Paid for by the New Mexico Department of Transportation and aired in cooperation with the NMBA and the station.
Your home for Kim Commando in Roswell. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
And we're closing in on 9 o'clock. Town Hall up next. We'll be back on the other side. Do not go away.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin paying tribute to the late Colin Powell. The former Joint Chiefs Chairman and Secretary of State died from COVID-19 complications at the age of 84. Austin says Powell achieved numerous firsts.
First African-American chairman of the Joint Chiefs. First African-American Secretary of State. A man who was respected around the globe and who will be, quite frankly, it is not possible to replace a Colin Powell. We will miss him.
General Powell's family says he was fully vaccinated against COVID-19. In a statement posted online, the family writes, "We've lost a remarkable and loving husband, father, grandfather, and a great American." U.S. officials still working to win the release of 17 Christian missionaries, including 5 children, kidnapped by a criminal gang over the weekend in Haiti.
That gang, the 400 Mawozo or 400 Mawozo, is notorious in Haiti for kidnappings, extortion, and killings, according to authorities. The missionaries, 16 Americans and 1 Canadian, are with the Ohio-based Christian Aid Ministries and are in Haiti building an orphanage. The U.S. State Department says it's working with Haitian officials, and the welfare and safety of U.S. citizens abroad is one of the highest priorities. Kidnappings there have risen since the country's president was assassinated, and ransom demands range from a couple hundred to more than $1 million. I'm Julie Walker.
The impact of Hurricane Ida blamed for close to half of last month's 1.3% drop in U.S. industrial output. Stocks are mixed on Wall Street. Right now, the Dow down 78 points, the NASDAQ 31 points higher, and the S&P trading 1 point higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Right now, people are home with their pets more often, and I think especially with the shedding, they're more cognizant of what's going on and that it's an actual issue.
Nala's got some skin issues. He gets really going and scratching.
Excessive shedding, a lot of just scratching and itching.
Digging, scratching, and itching and biting. On top of that, he was starting to get black buildup in his ears.
DINOVITE.com.
I just heard the Dynovite commercial so many times that I said, you know what, I'll give it a shot. And I ordered it and tried it, and it worked.
We started Dynovite, and in our first stock, we noticed a difference, especially with the shedding.
Within 3 weeks, he's not scratching and itching, and he's an all-around happier dog.
We've got 4 dogs, all different ages, all different sizes, and they've all just responded really well to the Dynovite, and they all love it.
We will be using Dynovite for life.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
We order our Dynovite from Dynovite.com. DINOVITE.com.
Qatar says it will not comply with all of the tenets of the Abraham Accords, insisting Israel concede land to the Palestinians. The Media Line's Felice Friedson reports.
Only days after the first anniversary of the Abraham Accords was celebrated in Jerusalem, a Qatari official reiterated that his nation will not be following the leads of the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Sudan, and Morocco by becoming the next Arab state to sign a normalization agreement with Israel. Qatar's foreign minister, Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman Al Thani, told the Global Security Conference in Doha that Israel needs to end the occupation of the Palestinians before Qatar will look at normalization. Al Thani dismissed a positive reference to Israel's new Prime Minister Naftali Bennett, remarking that Prime Minister Netanyahu's successor has yet to deliver any real steps to solve the conflict. I'm Felice Friedson, Town Hall News, Jerusalem.
News and analysis at themedialine.org, townhall.com. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson will lead a special session of tributes in Parliament to a Conservative lawmaker stabbed to death as he met with his constituents. The attack fueling concern about politicians' safety when they're out and about.
A 25-year-old British man with a Somali heritage, Ali Harbi Ali, is being held under the Terrorism Act on suspicion of murder in David Amess's killing. Police say the suspect appears to have acted alone and may have had motivation linked to Islamist extremism. The death of the popular legislator who had served in Parliament for almost 40 years shocked Britain, especially its political class. It came 5 years after Labour Party lawmaker Joe Cox was shot and stabbed to death by a far-right extremist. Zaria Shakili, London.
China has reportedly tested a nuclear-capable hypersonic missile, although Beijing denies that claim. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number, and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Travelician, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Trace Inviernos
of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 at Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It does look rainy. Like, it feels like it's going to rain out there, doesn't it?
It's got that whole, like, once upon a morning dreary feel to it.
It's not.
It's going to get...
supposed to be like 80 today, 85.
Right.
It's supposed to be nice.
It's going to get warm.
It just feels different.
Yeah.
It's
starting things off a bit dreary, but I'll tell you this. If you look off to our east... Yeah, it took me a second to figure out the direction of Roswell where we were sitting.
Yeah.
Our east, there is some sun beneath the clouds or behind the clouds. So maybe once the system moves out.
Well, it's gradually supposed to clear. Yeah, the clouds are supposed to move out and the sun will come out.
I think what we're trying to say is sunny day sweeping the clouds away on our way to where the air is sweet.
There you go.
It's a lesson you learned in preschool. Simple as Sesame Street.
Yes. By the way, I'm they put the final season of Shameless on Netflix.
Oh, really?
Last week.
Mm-hmm.
So I've watched. I don't have Showtime, but my wife and I are a fan of that show Shameless.
Mm-hmm.
It's debauchery times 10. It's but you get hooked in.
This is the final season. They're done.
Yeah, they've been done on the Showtime show, but they just put the last season up on Netflix. So now I'm finally seeing the final season. So It's well,
How deep are you?
5 episodes.
Okay.
4 or 5. Yeah, there's like 10 or 11.
It's like halfway
so
through.
about halfway through the season there.
Your restraint is actually it's pretty impressive because every time I get on a show like this, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch them all in a sitting. I literally sat and watched the entirety of season 2 of Stranger Things in a night.
Well, I have a wife, and she doesn't. Both her and I like it.
Oh,
so I wait with her, and she doesn't have the stamina. She about 9:30, she's done. So I soldier on with other things. So I don't want to miss them, but I love the show. It's a good show, but it falls the way of all these other premium channel shows like this do. Is they stretch them out so long in between seasons that the kids are adults, and it just like you watch season 1 of that show and watch this last season, and it's all the kids are not kids; they're adults. They're living adult lives, doing adult things, and it's good. I love it. Don't get me wrong, because it's kind of the day in the life of this family living in Philly, in South Philly. So I'm entertained by all of that and the craziness that goes on there and all this. But it's same thing with The Sopranos. It's like you drag this thing out so long that I
Curb is another great example because they put like 2-3 seasons. Now, granted, everybody in that series is pretty old, so you can get away with it more.
Yeah,
but
it was really like Sopranos with the kids. I mean, that's what, anytime you do this kind of stuff with kids, it's a problem.
Stranger Things, perfect example, because it's been a couple years, and I watched the trailer, and I'm not going to give anything too much away, but Dustin looks like he's bigger than I can't even think of the older kid that he was hanging out with.
Right? Yeah,
Steve. Dustin looks bigger than Steve now.
It's like, you want to play D&D? Come on, you're 40.
It's like just kind of believable that you're all just in your 20s now or whatever.
Aren't you people like having kids and jobs and stuff?
Don't you people have jobs?
But what's what is it that it came out over the trailer for? I saw something over the weekend that I got excited for. A trailer for a movie that I kind of got like, oh, that'll be good. I can't remember.
The new Batman trailer.
That's it. The Batman.
Yeah, the Batman.
I saw the Batman.
I'll tell you, I haven't watched it yet, but just a little snippet that I've seen. You know what? I'll say this: of all of the typecast characters of vampire / Harry Potter-esque lore, I will say that Pattinson has done the best job of shedding his shimmery vampiriness.
Yeah. Well, and in the movie trailer, you don't see a lot of him in there. You see enough to see it, but you don't see enough to see how he's portraying the character Batman. Like you just see the moments like, I'm vengeance. These the one-liners. You don't hear him as Bruce Wayne so much, or him as a more dialogue with Batman.
But I'm genuinely. I haven't been
the vibe
really...
they've set in the trailer. I was digging it.
Yeah, it's like, super dark.
I was. It's a little. It looks way grittier, darker.
And they've been going that way a lot more with the Batman iterations of late. But this one I feel like leans. You know what it reminds me of is, as far as like just the bits that I've seen, is it feels very much like the what's the series? The Gotham series.
Oh yeah.
It's very like streets, like street side gritty.
But I feel like, and I don't know because I haven't seen it, but just in the trailer, like it's still a TV show Gotham, so it's told like a TV show.
Right. Episodically, yeah, so to stretch things out.
Where this you don't get. So you don't get that invested in some of the ancillary characters that you would in Gotham because they're a much more prominent role, but it looks more plausible, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is with Marvel and even in DC and the Batman versus Superman and Justice Leagues and all these, it's getting like galactic. Over
Oh no, 100%.
The enemies are some ungodly, crazy, over the top because the superheroes they've made so over the top. Where this one is like more like a guy who's got affluence. That's got some serious mental health problems with revenge and things that happen in his life. And so you're seeing it's more of Batman the superhero is Batman the result of what happens to one's life and what happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get that.
It's more plausible in that way. It doesn't sound like a far-fetched Superman story.
It's kind of like, I'll tell you this. I genuinely loved the Heroes of Hell's Kitchen series that they were doing on Netflix.
Like your Daredevils.
The Daredevils
and Luke Cages and all that.
Because those, it really felt like, like you've got your galactic Marvel heroes that are all fighting, whatever. These dudes are just, they've mastered their skill, their trade or whatever. And like Daredevil's case, it feels like it's something like you said that's plausible. Like, a guy could just get this, this sense.
Sure, being blind, his other senses enhanced.
Just enhance a little bit. But yeah, so it's kind of in that vein of like, this is just somebody who just took up the cause of justice.
Yeah.
Like fighting evil.
It's a vigilante who just said,
and they just decided I'm gonna start talking like I've got a two pack a day habit.
So I'm curious to see how they portray that transition and do all that, but I feel like it's more of the original vein of the Batman character, if that makes sense, where the backstory behind Batman,
almost like the comic book lore,
a little bit, but just the sentiment of what is Batman the character.
Okay.
Like I think he's turned into a mainstream, when you get on cartoons and then you got Adam West Batman, and so you got that family hokey feel to Batman, if you know what I mean. Like he's on the backpacks and on the thermoses and all that stuff. But this, I think the real Batman character is much darker, much more, I don't know if sinister is the right word, but he's not necessarily everybody's good guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's not the guy that shows up and takes the key of the city from the mayor and everybody's hunky-dory. He's not that character.
And that's, if you look at the original Batman, like as it was intended to be, it says it right there. He's not the hero that we need, or he's the hero we deserve.
So I'm kind of hopeful it gets into that vein a little bit.
Right.
Like I think they tried that with Christian Bale, but it got too big. And I think that's the problem with sequels in the superhero world. Is because we got to make money, you got to, it's, and they retold the Batman story 537 times. It loses something there.
Sure.
And I'm hopeful that this story brings it back to what I think it originally should be.
And I think this has a really good shot at it. From the perspective of like you said, the comic book kind of esque, that gritty, first. Here's the thing though. I haven't seen enough of this to know if it's a full-blown origin story. We don't need another origin. It's the same thing I've said with Spider-Man.
That's what happens every time when they reboot.
Right. Every time you reboot it, you have to start from scratch. It's like, we don't need to hear the origin stories.
They've done it 100 times with Superman, Spider-Man, and Batman.
I know. But I'm just saying, if we could just skip over those parts and just assume that the people who are watching a Batman movie, who are paying money to watch it, probably know the story.
Yeah. Now, granted, part of it might be just the ages of who we are.
There it is again. Sorry.
But it might be just the ages in our perspective. If we grew up older, they're probably saying, well, they've been doing Batman and, this, you know what I mean? I feel like, because we grew up in an era where pretty much we saw all the modern evolutions of Batman.
Did we ever?
With the Michael Keaton.
We witnessed Keaton. I've in my lifetime witnessed West, Keaton, Bat Nipples.
Yeah.
I mean, every, Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. I've witnessed so many abominations of superhero dumb.
But here's the thing. The Michael Keaton Batman with Jack Nicholson as the Joker and that Batman movie.
Right.
Is the reason why we have all the films we have today.
100%.
Marvel and everything, they found success in something that was niche. Comic books and all this, kids, was very niche. You weren't. It wasn't the mainstream to have Iron Man everywhere.
And look at who directed the Michael Keaton Batman.
Yeah.
Tim Burton. I mean, and it lends us. You have to have that kind of fantastical mind to set into motion these. You just take that almost like I don't even know how to like the super cheesy bar that was set with the Adam West Batman and say, okay, we can make something of this.
Sure. Yeah, because I think prior to that, that's superheroes. Greatest American hero.
Right.
Even the old black and white Superman, it was less cheesy, jokey, more serious, but even still the vein of technology and the vein of it's Superman, it had a tongue-in-cheek feel to it,
Sure.
you know, because let's face it, you know, in the 40s and things, a movie about a guy flying around in a cape isn't exactly Gone with the Wind type materials, here,
Right?
You know what I mean? You know, I mean, think about it. The TV we had back then. You look at things now. Addams Family, The Munsters. You know, these were the shows of the day that are no different than, you know, what you see now with Big Bang Theory and all that. That these were those shows then. You know, and so I don't think the world allowed us to have a superhero dark like that. It was all about distracting and. You know, then they were, and of course, in the 40s, 50s, the war effort was very popular through that.
Right.
So that labeled them a certain way, too, as the all-American types in our superheroes.
That's another thing. Canonically, didn't Superman enlist?
I don't know.
I think he did. And if he did,
I'm sure there probably was one in there.
It almost feels like there's some Geneva Convention breaking there.
Well,
I'm not sure. I know that probably wasn't a thing back then.
Comic books were very much used as a tool for propaganda back then.
Yes, they were.
That's just... You know, that's
cartoons in general. You look up, I believe it's Donald Duck DeFuhrer's face.
Yeah, I mean that was all part of that. Yeah, absolutely. So I think that lended to some of the ability to not have these kind of things. But now we're in a different world, and so who knows? I mean,
we get our propaganda through TikTok, like it should be now, in minute-based chunks.
I'm cautiously optimistic that it's going to be good, but I'm also. And the other thing I need to know. Lori Schatz, I don't know if she's here yet. I hope she's here. We've been just talking.
I haven't seen yet.
But like the Dune movie's about to come out. The new Dune movie. I don't know what to think of this because I did not like the original Dune. I to this day cannot sit through that movie. It's monotonously boring.
I feel
in my opinion.
Because of when it came out, it wasn't able to be what it should have been. I feel like now we've reached the point where technology is to where we can make the movie they envisioned it actually happen.
Yeah. See, so that's my quandary.
It's if you go back
since I don't like the fan of the thing and couldn't get into it, am I going to waste my time with this new one, or should I say, you know what, they've had a chance to fix it? I'm not going to lie, the movie trailer looks like it's got a lot of entertaining action in it. The storyline seems muddy as all get out.
There's actually a great example of almost like a side by side that you could take and look at is you remember Clash of the Champions?
Is that a reboot? Of
Clash of the Titans.
Okay,
sorry, the movie Clash of the Titans.
Yes.
Okay, so when
now
they
we
made
talking the 80s one with
now
the owl
we're
and
talking
everything?
about both because if you look at the 80s one, it was done practically. It was done with all practical effects. And it takes a lot of suspension of disbelief to enjoy that movie. But then you look at the re-release and how they had the technology that they could pull all this off.
Yeah.
It wasn't as good. It didn't have the heart. So that's the argument.
Yeah.
If the original that you couldn't sit through lacks the heart that those people loved and enjoyed, is it going to bring those people in?
Maybe.
Could it be enough for you to be brought in as like, okay, well now I'm experiencing the story almost fresh and new with the technology that it needed to tell the story.
But the thing is, the first one was so bad, I couldn't even follow the story. Like, it was too muddy for me. I'm like, why they got these things in their nose? Why they just walk around the desert? I don't get it.
I got lost once they started talking about the spice. And
I was just confused. Like, this is too... It was too nerdy for me. If that make like they got uber nerdy with it, and don't get me wrong, I love nerdy. I love getting in the weeds, but it was like unless you're already there, you're not going to get in there. You know what I mean? They didn't give you a chance to put you there.
And I feel like I'm going to have to, because of people that I know in conversations that are probably going to happen inevitably, I'm going to have to probably watch this movie.
And I imagine I'll end up because I think it's on HBO Max, so it's going to be a freebie, so I'll watch it.
Right.
But
yeah, I never watched.
I don't know if I can get through it. I don't know if I'm going. I don't know if I'm going to do like I did the first time. I'm like, this is too much information, and they're trying to paint a world too fast for me here.
Right.
That I'm not ready to
absorb.
Yeah, and I think that might be part of it too. You know, you get. It's like, is that another universe I want to try to figure out? You know.
That's a good point, but I feel like Star Wars has reached a good point where they're kind of like paused for right now. So if you want to experience new universes, maybe now's the time to do it.
Yeah.
Although Bad Batch is really good from the little bit that I've seen.
Yeah.
Over on Disney Plus. I got to go to country, but
yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm going to see it probably, but I'm going in. Maybe what's going to happen is I'm going to go in with zero expectation, and then turn out I like the thing, and it's going to weigh. I'm going in with low expectations, which could be good or bad. But we'll see. Yes, we are scheduled to have Lori Schatz with the Kiwanis Club of Roswell join us, talk about their big concert coming up November 6th, Swearingen and Kelly, the music of Simon and Garfunkel, happening at the Roswell Community Theater November 6th. That morning, they're also doing a golf ball drop. You can get tickets for both, and all the proceeds go to help two entities, the Kiwanis Club of Roswell and, of course, the all-inclusive park that's being built and all that. Money for that from the Kiwanis side, the Roswell Community Theater. It's also a fundraising event for them. Their proceeds will help pay for the new roof they need, which, of course, they had the great show this weekend, the final weekend of the Unnecessary Farce. They got their Make Good weekend of Bye Bye Birdie this weekend, and then next weekend is the Swearingen and Kelly show. So definitely want to get tickets to that. But Lori's going to join us here in just a little bit, talk all about that and what else is happening through Kiwanis here in just a minute. Before we do any of that, though, let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Looks like we'll get a good start to the week. We may have a few clouds around through midday and some sunshine as well. By this afternoon, we'll be totally sunny, our afternoon high in the mid-80s. Overnight, clear and upper 40s, getting a little breezy tomorrow with our high in the mid-80s and plenty of sunshine. It'll be clear for Tuesday night, then we're back in the upper 70s and low 80s on Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 55 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 45%. Winds are, in fact, calm at the moment. Partly cloudy, gradually becoming sunny. Expect a high of 85 today with south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour this afternoon. 5 to 10 this morning, 10 to 15 for this afternoon. Clear skies tonight with an overnight low of 50 degrees. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour, decrease and down 5 to 10 after midnight tonight. For you Tuesday, sunny, high of 84 tomorrow. Southwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, skies will be clear with an overnight low of 46, a little chilly. West winds 10 to 15, decrease in 5 to 10 after midnight. Wednesday, a smidge cooler, highs near 80 on Wednesday, 79 officially, with north winds at around 5 miles per hour. Thursday, sunny skies, highs back up into the low 80s, 82 officially. Friday, more of the same, sunny skies, high of around 82. And then looking at your weekend, looking pleasant as well. Sunny and 84 for your Saturday, sunny and 85 for your Sunday. So not too shabby for our weather this week. I'll take it. All right, it is 9:26. Let's go ahead and take a commercial break. We haven't seen Lori yet, but we'll give her a bit. Maybe she'll drop by and we'll chit-chat. If not, we'll come up with something else. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
We serve all New Mexico. If you think it's hard to take out a home loan, those rumors are wrong. It's not true. Contact Loan Officer Elliot Rodriguez, MLS number 41002 at CMG Financial, phone number 719-237-4680. At CMG Financial, we can help. Experience extraordinary with CMG Financial. Every customer, every time. No exceptions, no excuses. CMG Financial is a registered trade name of CMG Mortgage Incorporated, MLS 1820. CMG Mortgage Incorporated is equal opportunity lender. To verify complete list of states licensed, visit www.mlsconsumersaccess.org.
Equal fair housing is the right for everyone to have access to all housing opportunities without discrimination based on race, religion, national origin, sex, color, familial status, or disability.
It's October, and that means it's time to paint Roswell Honda pink. We partnered up with the Chaves County Cancer Fund to help raise much-needed money, and we're gearing up for another amazing year. Roswell Honda is giving away some great prizes, including 2 Michael Kors designer purses, pretty in pink, of course. Stop by for your free entry or 3 with any qualified test drive. And that's not all. With rebates, incentives, and discounts, and with rates never being this low, there's never been a better time to get behind the wheel. Roswell Honda knows that times are tough, and we're here to help and take some of the stress out of your life. It's just a part of what makes this hometown proud. Help us make it happen for the Chaves County Cancer Fund and paint it pink this month at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Mays Lumber has all the hard-to-find hardwood you've been looking for. Oak, cherry, walnut, poplar, and maple. Plus, hard-to-find exotic woods like purple heart, zebra wood, ambrosia maple, black limba, and bloodwood. Perfect for that one-of-a-kind gift piece or table. Get ready with Formica and Wilson Art countertops in 12-footer custom length with installation available. Make it happen at Mays Lumber, 115 South Virginia in Roswell, serving southeastern New Mexico and beyond since 1934.
Otto von Bismarck is said to have quipped, "Laws are like sausages. It's better not to see them being made." While that's a great line, we respectfully disagree. We're New Mexico Foundation for Open Government, a nonpartisan, not-for-profit organization that exists to promote transparency in government, so you not only know what's happening, but why, and by whom. Because what you don't know can hurt you. Visit nmfog.org and become a member today. Sponsored by New Mexico Broadcasters Association.
Did you know that most burglaries occur during the day? Why, you ask? Most of us are at work, leaving the burglar to go unnoticed. Did you know the average loss from a home burglary is over $2,200? Not including one's loss of emotional security in their own home. Avoid being a burglar's target market and get a monitored security system from Zenith Security Services, all for around $1 a day. Wouldn't you agree that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure? Call Zenith Security Services today, 626-3521.
You don't want to bring your car to just anyone. You want to bring it to someone you know. Someone who will tell it to you straight, and someone you trust to do a quality job because they care about you. You want to bring it to Big O Tires. We're locally owned, which means we're your neighbors. And neighbors help neighbors whenever they can. Right now, save $100 instantly on select sets of 4 Big O brand tires. When you need to bring your car to someone, bring it to your neighbors at Big O Tires. Because we love giving our neighbors a great deal. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation charges extra. Required on all 4 tires. Not valid with other offers. Eligibility may vary. Disposal fees extra and up to 10% shop fee based on non-discounted regular retail price not to exceed $35 where permitted. See store for details.
Being in the Army National Guard is about more than just serving your country. It's about being there for your community when your neighbors need you most. The Army National Guard makes college affordable. Serving part-time lets you attend school full-time while you take advantage of education benefits that can help you graduate debt-free. If a civilian career is your goal, serving part-time allows you to work at a full-time job. The skills, qualities, and contacts you'll develop in the Guard can open doors to a great civilian career. Want to serve but worried about being away from friends and family? Part-time service in the Army National Guard allows you to serve close to home. Serving in the Army National Guard lets you have the life you want while you enjoy the many benefits of serving your community and nation. You owe it to yourself to learn more about how the Army National Guard can fit into your life. Visit NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. You cannot snore and dream at the same time. Unless you're dreaming about snoring. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:31. I have not seen Lori yet from Kiwanis Club, but coming up November 6th, they have a big fundraising event. They've partnered up with the Roswell Community Little Theater. Great concert. It's Swearingen and Kelly, the music of Simon and Garfunkel. It's happening November 6th. There's 2 different shows, a matinee at 2 p.m. and then a 7:30 p.m. performance. Both shows will be at the Roswell Community Little Theater. It is reserved seating, which is a little different than how things normally operate at the Community Little Theater. It's reserved seating, so it's $28, and you go online to roswelltheater.com, pick your seats and everything else. They also have a $40 VIP ticket available that gets you a meet and greet with the group before the concert, special seating, some other swag and accoutrement to go with that. But you can get both, again, at roswelltheater.com. Spell theater, Theatre, like live theater, not movie theater. You can get your tickets there. Or you can call Lori at 575-513-8119. Again, that's 575-513-8119. Again, that's November 6th. The music of Simon and Garfunkel, Swearingen, and Kelly. It is a fundraising event for Kiwanis of Club of Roswell and the Roswell Community Little Theater. The Kiwanis are using the money raised to go towards the all-inclusive park. That's they just had the dedication ceremony and everything on Friday for the Roswell Community Little Theater. Will be using their money to replace that roof there at the Community Little Theater. It's kind of neat what the Community Little Theater did. They bought that building, about 10 years ago? Maybe?
About that, yeah.
Something like that.
It's been forever.
I know. And it was back when, because prior to that, it was a movie theater.
I went and saw, was it Cruel Intentions in that movie theater when I was in high school.
You know what movie? I think the last movie I saw there, Gods and Generals.
Nice.
I saw that. It was a 3-hour bad movie.
Yeah.
And I even say it's bad. And I love Civil War movies, and I love all that movie. Gettysburg, loved.
Yeah.
Gods and Generals, not so much.
Tough sit through.
They try to crowbar too much in 3 hours. That movie should have been either 2 movies or 10 hours of movie. It's just they did 4 hours of movie for a 3-day battle and a 3-hour movie for the first 2.5 years leading up to that battle.
Right.
You know,
their timing was a bit off.
Yeah, it just doesn't cover it right.
It reminded me that okay. So I feel like enough time has passed now that I can say this. I lied to my parents and told them we were going to go see. Now this will put some time reference on it. We said instead of watching Cruel Intentions, because I figured my parents would somehow know about what that movie was and say no.
Well, there was a lot of risque 90s.
We said we were going to go watch Analyze This.
Talking to me?
That's the perspective right there. Analyze This.
I haven't seen that movie in years. I went and watched it.
I've still never seen it.
Really?
No, I've never seen it.
You know what? I watched it like a year ago after not seeing it in years.
Right.
I dug it still. I watched it and I was like, Billy Crystal's funny. He made me laugh.
Yeah.
And and the whole because it was around the time when Sopranos and all those were like popular, the mafia movies and shows were, and so Analyze That came, or this. I think.
This, yeah.
This was the first one.
Yeah, that was the second one. Yeah. I'm surprised they never released Analyze the other thing.
But I watched it like a year ago, and the other movie, speaking of Billy Crystal, I watched City Slickers like a year ago after not seeing it for 100 years. That movie, loved it. After watching it, I'm like, man, 20 years later, I still love this movie.
Billy Crystal's got like 2 notes, but he hits them real good.
He does.
You know?
Well, if you watch any Billy Crystal movie in the 80s and 90s, it's the same character.
Oh, yeah.
It's the exact same character.
Yeah, neurotic Jew.
Well, every time.
Or Jew type.
Hello. That's Crystal. That's just his personality's in every one. Even when he's trying to play serious roles.
Right.
Because there's a few movies in there where he tried to get serious in the later 90s era with baseball, and there's a couple others
My
there.
Giant, he has a couple of pretty
I forgot about that
moments.
movie.
Yeah, most people did. Most people did.
You know why I like that movie?
Why is that?
Because George Mirasan was the giant in that
one. It was his big.
Because I think Andre the Giant was passed away at that point, so they had to break out another token tall guy of the time, and it was basketball player George Mirasan, who I'm not sure if he's still with us.
He's probably passed too.
Well, he had that same.
Let's play the is-was game.
What is that disease?
Giantism.
Yeah, giantism. I thought there was a more technical term for it.
I'm pretty sure it's big dudism. Hang on.
Well, and it's some kind of pituitary gland or something in them that won't stop.
Right.
And now modern technology, they can stop it.
What's his name again?
George Mirasan.
George Mirasan. Yeah.
Because I know there's a couple wrestlers that have retired or wrestling now that had the same affliction, but they had the surgery, so they didn't get to the point with like Andre and Mirasan.
Paul White is one of those.
Yeah.
No, hang on. Just talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah,
we were talking about the roof of the little theater. And somehow we got
transition to that. Wow. Billy Crystal.
Well, analyze this.
But I want to say Mirasan passed away a couple years ago, but I'm not 100% sure. And at the time he was the tallest NBA player at like 7'7" or something. But he was good for one
That's why I
thing.
couldn't spell his name, because it's spelled like Gyorhorhai.
Well, he's Croatian or Russian or something.
There we go.
I don't know what he is.
Also known is he's still
with
around.
us.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
only 50 actually.
Okay.
Yeah, 7'7", 325.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, he was with the Wizards, the Washington Wizards, for a hot minute.
I gotta go fight Terry Funk, and a loser has to fight George Mirasan match.
Well, and the Wizards loved it because they had Manute Bol in the 80s.
Yeah.
And when you have a basketball team that really generally stinks, they got to
the,
do gimmicks to get people getting there. So they used to get Manute Bol.
Right.
Then they go, and then they got Murasan later. You know, other than 78, when West Sunsell was playing,
we got Dikembe Mutombo in there, for equipment in the mid-2000s.
Problem with Dikembe Mutombo, he had skills.
He did.
Could play.
He did.
And he was more expensive. Washington couldn't afford. They wanted a freak show that didn't have skills, something that they could afford. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's what. So I think the Wizards went to that circus mentality of signing players, and because at one time when they had Manute Bol, they had Spud Webb too. So he was the shortest guy in the NBA, like 5'6" or something. And so we had literally Manute Bol and Spud Webb on the same team.
At one point, accidentally you're bouncing the ball, you realize, oh, that's Spud, my bad.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it was just
Sweet Georgia Brown just quietly echoing in the annals of whatever hall they played in.
And I remember as a kid, I went to it was a Bullets game at the time. It wasn't the Wizards, and we went to a Bullets game. And you know how they give out free stuff on game nights, terrible towels. Well, this was a free Manute Bol poster night.
Ooh!
And it was one of those ones you put on your door with the measuring tape next to it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, his was like 7'5" or whatever tall he was.
Right.
So it wouldn't fit on most standard doors. You had to put it on a wall because he's taller than the door.
He updated.
But I remember having that poster of Manute Bol for years in my room, and it would go from floor to ceiling. And I didn't even like basketball, but
hey,
it's Manute Bol.
You need some decoration. I get it.
Yeah, it's DC local. So.
I had, and this was actually in my, I would say in my room in college more than high school. And actually, you were partly responsible for this. I had a lot of movie posters from the old movie theater.
Yeah, because
we get the two halves of. Yeah.
Well, back in the day, this is back when Sean and I did the Mix Mornings, Mix 106 shows, and that radio station in the early 2000s.
Yes.
But we had a great partnership with Galaxy 8 Theaters at the time. Matter of fact, the owner of our radio station was good friends with the manager of the movie theaters. And so they would give us like boxes of the old movie posters.
The after run posters.
So we literally had boxes of posters of like Paul.
Ronan was the one I had.
Ronan.
I had Ronan of
I had
all
Paul.
of them.
I remember
what was the other
taking
one?
Paul. Remember Paul? That movie
yeah,
Paul?
that alien. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that,
with Seth Rogen.
What was the one I had?
There was. I think there were some Addams Family ones in there.
Is it Rounders?
Rounders.
Is that the one with
yeah, they weren't
Matt
even
Damon?
like movie posters for like blockbuster movies. They were like movies that are like hits later. You know what I mean? Like movies like dramas. You know, it's like
yeah, that's
movie
the one with Matt
poster
Damon. Yeah.
Here's the movie poster for Kramer versus Kramer, and you're like, no, I want the Star Wars movie poster. No, here's Kramer versus Kramer. You know, that's kind of what they were like. You know, it's like,
hey, I can get you a real crisp Godfather 3.
Here's Bridges of Madison County. You know what I mean? Not exactly the type of posters one would hang on their wall to look cool.
Right. I was looking for like a Hotel Transylvania. I could do Schindler's List.
Yeah, they weren't the movies that people hung on their walls. You know, it's like, what is that? What's that? Pokemon? No. That's good. That's. I was gonna say. Never mind.
Okay, so I had it wasn't even mine. My sister.
Sorry, I laughed myself out of that own joke.
You did. My sister had and this is unrelated to this story. Growing up in our house in Oklahoma, she had a poster on her wall of for 3 Men and a Baby for the movie 3 of all movies.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Well, that's because they're all into Tom Selleck.
Yeah,
and,
it was.
And Ted Danson was a fetching man, and the Goot was in there.
The baby's eyes on this poster, and I never forgot this. They would follow you around the room.
Very
it was
horrifying.
the creepiest thing. Like you just. Like everywhere you went, it was the weirdest part.
And that was probably around the time when all the rumors were going around about the kid, the ghost kid
behind
on the window,
yep,
and it just turned out to be a cutout for a screenshot or something they accidentally left up.
Yeah, there was a lot of weird surrounding that movie.
3 Men and a Baby.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? That's another movie I need to bust out of the vault and go check out.
Surprised they haven't rebooted that, actually.
You know what's the funny part? I don't. Was she in the first one, or did that when we got to 3 Men and a Little Lady? But the wife on Last Man Standing is the mom of the baby.
Oh, really?
Is the mom of the baby. I guess she's in the first one, 3 Men and a Baby. She's the mom. Yeah, she's in the first one. It's the lady the actress that plays the wife on Last Man Standing. I don't
Portrayed by Michelle and Lisa Blair.
Oh, that's the baby.
Well, that's the baby.
I'm talking
Okay.
about the mom.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Let me get to it. Cast.
Yeah.
Cast.
But it's the mom from Last Man Standing. I can't remember her name.
Margaret Cullen?
Okay. I don't know her name, but I'll see her picture and I'll tell you exactly who it is. I don't know.
Probably not her.
It's actually kind of... No, that doesn't look like her.
Okay.
Maybe she's in the second one.
Let's see.
Maybe she's the mom in the 3 Men and a Little Lady.
Okay, well.
Or is that a different one? I don't know. I know it's her, though, because I remember seeing her in Last Man Standing. Like, that's the 3 Men and a Baby mom. You know, another movie, now that I'm thinking...
That's such an obscure... I don't think I even saw 3 Men and a Little Lady.
That was the second one.
Nancy Travis?
That sounds more familiar. Show
it does. Hang on, let me get to it. It's not clickable.
Randy's.
You son of a gun, right? Hang on.
Huh.
Keep talking.
All
Keep
right.
talking.
But now that we're talking about that movie, I kind of want to go back and see Look Who's Talking again too.
Ooh, dude, that's a great one. That's a great series. I mean, I loved even all the way up to now.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Now. It was a Christmas movie, granted, but I enjoyed the heck out of it.
Have I even seen that one?
Maybe. It's the third one with the dogs.
I know I've seen the two. I don't think I saw the third one.
I think it's okay, so Roseanne was the voice in the second one of the girl.
Well, Bruce Willis was still in the second one.
Yeah. Okay, that's her, right?
Yes, that's her.
Nancy Travis. Yeah, so she was in the second one, not the first one.
Okay.
So
I was right the first time.
But yeah, Look Who's Talking Now is, I mean, it's probably in hindsight not nearly as good as I remember it, but as a kid seeing it, I enjoyed it.
Well, it was a new concept to having a baby talk and like hearing the inner thoughts of a baby. That's what made that movie great, you know, and it kind of resurged Travolta's career.
Yeah. It put some new shine on the Beach Boys, too, because I'll tell you this, dude, I was, as a kid, walking around going, round, round, get her around, I get her around, get her around, woo.
Because that was like the second coming of Travolta, not the third
Oh, absolutely,
coming.
yeah.
Because, you know, he had the Welcome Back Carter, Saturday Night Fever in the 70s. Then he kind of went away for a little bit. And then Look Who's Talking got him back in the 80s, very popular. And then he kind of went to obscurity again.
So that was the second coming. He went to obscurity again, and then he came back for Pulp Fiction.
In the 90s.
That was the third resurgence.
And that's where he kind of took the ball and run with it to A-lister status.
He did, but then he sort of went back into relative obscurity for a while, too.
Well, there was a couple big blockbuster movies that just bombed.
I would argue that he's almost back there now, because if you look at the last thing that he did, or at least that I remember, was that Gotti movie.
Yeah, that or the OJ thing.
Oh, you know, he was good in that. I got to give him that. He was pretty good in that.
But he played such a freak show character.
It's true.
You know,
that is true.
I think part of it is he's just probably retired at this point because he's older. His wife's passed.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, he's probably, you know, I'm sure his kids are adults at this point. So I imagine he's just retired and he's a big pilot person.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
he's just flying the friendly skies, enjoying life.
Then, Lord knows, maybe he's, you know, knee deep in the Scientology stuff still. I don't.
So, okay, enough time has passed now that we can now have the baby from the movie, Mikey from the movie, father the next reboot of the Look Who's Talking franchise.
So that's where you take it?
There it is.
Yeah.
Yep. And have the voice of the baby be John Travolta. It's not as active of a role. He can just go into a booth and cut it. Done. Print this.
The dialogue would be the same. Change my diaper. I'm hungry.
Yeah, it would actually just be recording John Travolta in his day-to-day routine. Right. Just all complete. It's Mike Winters, Carapagos Valley Broadcast.
It's a first circle moment. All right, it is 9:47. Quit while I'm ahead. Let's go ahead and pause for some local news, your Sean Hannity update, and then, of course, a quick break and all that. We'll be back. Don't go away.
Now for a Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cirillo. The City of Roswell's 2021 Virtual Public Forum Series is wrapping up this month. These last series will focus on Wards 1 and 2, although citizens from throughout the city are encouraged to watch and take part. The forum will be posted on the city's Facebook page on Thursday at 5:30 p.m. The forums were designed to help keep Roswell citizens and their city administration connected, and also able to stay informed about and discuss topics important to the community. City and state officials, joined by representatives of the Autism Society Organization and Kiwanis Club, held a site celebration on Friday at the planned all-inclusive park in Roswell. The park, with its specially designed playground, will be located right next to the Roswell Recreation and Aquatic Center at the east end of the Cielo Grande Recreation Area. It is intended to be enjoyed by children with disabilities and those without. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Who is getting hurt here the most? Now, I just still have the mindset. I don't know why. It shouldn't bother me. All right, I paid $35 more now to fill my gas tank. And you're saying, Hannity, stop whining. I don't know. It's just instinctive in me because the mindset that I had when I didn't have any money, I still have that mindset. And I was paying $2 or $3 less for a pound of thick-cut Oscar Mayer bacon. I hate paying $2 or $3 more than I used to pay. And it's not Oscar Mayer that's doing it. Costs more to distribute it, costs more to make it. Supply chain issues. They're not doing it on purpose. They want to sell as much of that thick-cut bacon as they can. That's really good, by the way.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
Cozy season right around the corner. Fluffy blankets, pumpkin lattes, new window treatments that make you happy to stay indoors. Our friends at Blinds.com, they make it easy and affordable to install window treatments. Now you get to choose from hundreds of styles. You get advice from a Blinds.com designer, absolutely free. Fall in love with your home. Just go to Blinds.com and save up to 35% off site-wide. Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Here's a fact. COVID hospitalizations of young people have tripled since the start of summer. Also a fact. Vaccines are highly effective in preventing hospitalizations and deaths, even from the Delta variant. If you've got questions about COVID vaccines, talk to a doctor, because our kids are irreplaceable. We can do this. Find vaccines near you at vaccines.gov. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Looks like we'll get a good start to the week. We may have a few clouds around through midday and some sunshine as well. By this afternoon, we'll be totally sunny. Our afternoon high in the mid-80s. Overnight, clear and upper 40s. Getting a little breezy tomorrow with our high in the mid-80s and plenty of sunshine. It'll be clear for Tuesday night. Then we're back in the upper 70s and low 80s on Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Some thrillers on Friday night, highlighted by Roswell's 30-29 victory over Artesia at the Wool Bowl. 20-yard touchdown pass, Richard Areola to Josh Estrada. 40 seconds left. They got the 2-point conversion, Areola's run, and Roswell comes out on top. It was NMMI getting a couple touchdowns early at Dexter and then holding on for a 17-15 victory over the Demons. And Hagerman on the road got so close, but Eunice wins the game against the Bobcats 34-28, but had to go into overtime to do it. Meanwhile, Gateway Christian is in the six-man football playoffs as the top seed. Warriors 7-0 now after defeating Floyd 58-6. That was Friday afternoon. Gateway opens the playoffs against number 8 Elida Friday night at 7. Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Rich Thomason. U.S. industrial production fell 1.3% last month. It was much more than expected as the lingering effects of Hurricane Ida continue to stymie activity. Ford planning to spend up to $315 million to turn a transmission plant in northwest England into a factory that will make electric power units for cars and trucks sold across Europe.
The car maker says that the Halewood plant will begin producing the power units, which replace the engine and transmission used in internal combustion engines by mid-2024. Capacity is planned to be around 250,000 units a year. Zaria Shakili, London.
It was a lower open this morning on Wall Street. The key averages turning mixed in mid-morning trade. The market is concerned about a big slowdown in economic growth in China in the third quarter. With business, I'm Rich Thomason.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925. We have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency.
The biggest sale in the history of southeastern New Mexico is back at Roswell Nissan.
King of cars.
With every vehicle on the lot slashed to liquidation pricing. Like a 2020 Versa slashed to under 18 grand. A 2014 Jeep Patriot slashed to under 13 grand. And a 2015 Sentra slashed to under 9 grand. Get free AirPods just for stopping by and enter to win one of 3 LED smart TVs, including a 58-inch 4K Ultra High-Def Smart TV to be given away October 23rd at 1 p.m. sharp.
King of cars.
On now at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
Welcome to the Asian market. This is Nok. Right now we have a new ingredient like galanga, lemongrass, lime leaf, and Thai chili to make tom yam goong and tom kha gai. And try out new delicious new soup on Saturday. Come see me at the Asian market, 5702 South Main. Call for order 840-5309.
Central Valley Electric Cooperative is an equal opportunity employer and currently has an opportunity for you to be a part of the CVE family. Right now, Central Valley Electric has an opening for an apprentice lineman and a journeyman lineman. Please note that qualifying candidates must have lineman experience or have successfully completed the lineman program. For a complete list of job descriptions of all positions available at CVE and to apply, please visit their website at cvecoop.org. That's cvecoop.org. An outstanding opportunity awaits you at CVE. Apply today.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Ketchup was used as a medicine back in the 1930s. Mike uses ketchup to make friends. He doesn't have a lot of friends. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:55. Got a couple minutes here before we wrap up today's show. Some events coming up here. Want to get on your radar. Of course, the Walk to End Alzheimer's. We replayed that interview in the 7 o'clock hour this morning. That is happening this weekend, the 23rd. It's going to be at Cielo Grande Recreation Area. Check-in time is about 8:39. The ceremony will be at 9:30, and then the walk will start at 10. If you'd like to participate, come out. You can come out. You can go online. If you go to the Alzheimer's for Roswell, anywhere on the Facebook, you'll find a link to the website. It's act.alz.org is the website, and there's some forward slashes and all that. But you'll find links if you want to donate money just outright, or if you want to sign up or be a supporter and be like a sponsor. It's late to get on the sponsorship promotions, but if your business or entity would like to donate to help, that would be great. And then come on out and participate. You can walk, you can not walk, you can just hang out, and it'll be a beautiful, fun ceremony, very poignant, but very, very much fun too. And the pinwheels and all the parts of Alzheimer's and all that. So that's happening this weekend. Again, look for the Alzheimer's Association on Facebook there, Roswell, New Mexico. You'll see links to the event. If you have any questions, anything, you'll find it out there. But it is happening this weekend, the 23rd. So get out there and support. Get your teams together, come out, walk, or just come and
and witness the ceremony, donate if you'd like, and help out. All would be great. The Big Brothers and Big Sisters, they've got Bowloween 2021. That's happening Saturday, October 30th. Bowl for kids' sake. Yes, they had to push it back a couple years ago because of COVID. Well, they're having Bowl for kids' sake. It's now Bowloween 2021. It's Saturday, October 30th at Center City Lanes here in Roswell. You still got a little time. You can form teams. If you form teams from last time, you're invited. Come on out. There's going to be a register your team, become a sponsor. They're going to be bowling all day. That's the party day. They're raising the money now, putting teams together, 5-person teams. Basically raise $100 per player, so $500 per team. And this is the big fundraising event for Big Brothers. This is where they get some donations from United Ways and things like that. They used to be able to do their bins out where you could donate items. COVID kind of put a kibosh on that for now. But they're back. So this is a great way to help them out. And if you want to learn more about becoming a big, or if you have a child that would be a perfect candidate to be a little, come out to the event, learn more about it. Go to their website, www.bbbssenm.org, or call them at 575-627-2227, or look for Big Brothers Big Sisters for Southeast New Mexico on Facebook. You'll find it there, and you can shoot a message or find links to register teams and all that through the Facebook page as well. But that's coming up here about 2 weeks away on October 30th there at Center City Lanes here in Roswell. If you missed any part of the show, you can go back and check it out at your leisure, ksvptv.com in the Mornings with Mike Winters channel, or you can always catch our missed interviews or interviews you missed on our 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM Facebook wall as well, too. That's about going to do it for us for today's show. Thank you very much for allowing us to be a part of your day. I hope all of you have an awesome day today. We'll be back bright and early, 7 a.m. with an all-new show. Talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day. Take care, everybody.
No static at all. Your new home for talk.